booty Latinas, and
It's my kind of Vader.
dude, it's probably the greatest things Fortnite's done in a very long while.
That's the
I haven't
Vader.
done it, but I want to
That's the
get on. But
Vader.
apparently, it's gonna get banned already.
That Vader sounds like he would be a good time at a strip club. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
pretty much. It's literally what AI has become. It's just like its own meme. We're gonna be the what Skynet of the future, Dark Terminator and shit. We're gonna kill ourselves with this stuff once it becomes more mainstream. It's nuts. And what is up? It is Sunday night. You're here with the Average Boys podcast. It's your boy Crispy, and I am here with Brian D from New Jersey. What's up, Brian?
Sir, yes, sir. What's going on, Chris? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. And we are here joined by our good friend, Mr. Ohio native, Derpy Entertainment. Derpy, what is up, my dude?
What's up?
How's it going? How's it going, boys? How's it going, man? You guys week pretty good?
So, yeah, everything's great, man. What's going on with you? Wait. First of all, what's that shirt? What is that shirt? That shirt?
It's my boy Eric Lozano, man, the bare knuckle guy.
Got it.
Yeah, my bare knuckle fighter from BKFC. So it's this fight shirt when we went to Clearwater. But I mean, cool thing for asking. This week I head out Wednesday, like I said before. I'm heading out to Sunnydale, California, which is a couple of minutes out from San Jose, California, because one of my boys, Andrew Rivera, is fighting on his first amateur Muay Thai kickboxing fight card at it's gonna be like a fight in a nightclub, dude. It's so badass to think about, because you know, that's a blueprint, man. That's a blueprint to come down here to my studio, dude, like where we have the studio stuff that I tell you about. Like we're inside a big nightclub, so we're gonna be like doing like kickboxing fights and everything all established in that. So they might be something that we could kind of like hang out down here and do. So we're gonna go up there, enjoy it a lot. California is always a really nice spot, and it's San Jose. I haven't been there since high school, so it's a really, really nice thing. Got some family out there. Maybe might hit them up. Maybe just go for business as usual. But right after, we're gonna head over after the fight is Saturday. Sunday, I'll be heading off to Vegas because I'm gonna be hooking up with our good friends and fighters, Gilbert Urbina and Elias Urbina, the Urbina brothers. They've both been on the Ultimate Fighters. Gilbert actually is a active member in the UFC right now, straight from the Valley, straight from our hood. And I'm gonna be out there. He's one of my boys, so I'm gonna be out there training with him. We're gonna be working out at the UFC PI, doing some fun fucking moves, man, and taking a good chunk of my team with me. So I got a couple guys going with me. I'm not going solo. Yeah, it's so crazy because I was talking to one of my friends about this. This is going to be the first time I get to do an out of town fight and take several of my like regular fighters that aren't fighting just to go with us, like just to go as crowd control, like just to be like, yo, if someone upswings in the crowd, like we're fucking rioting, you know what I mean? Like we're gonna take everybody out, take them all with us. So really excited, man. Just representing the RGV up there and representing 956 and, just holding it down like a bunch of G's, man. So really excited. It's going to be a fun fucking week. I told Brian right before the podcast started, one of my guys is like, yo, when we get up to Vegas, like, don't even worry about it. I got everything covered. And I told Brian, I was like, I don't even gamble. I barely drink. I'm not even going to be drinking. Like this guy's he's just going to cover me for my dollar menu, dude. You know what I mean? Like just fucking McDonald's and shit. So
yeah, hold on. So you said you've been to Vegas though before, right? You've been there.
Yeah, I've been to Vegas.
Okay.
A long time ago, me and my friend Raymond Horta, who's a comedian down here, who's really, really big in South Texas. We all went up there and we did a show. We did a show at a comedy show at the Comedy Store in LA, where Joe Rogan, I think I told you like that. We were there Monday doing our show, and Joe Rogan jumped Carlos Mencias Friday of that week. Like that was the same week. So if I ever need to remember what date it was, I could just go back and see when Joe Rogan jumped that dude. And I was like, oh, 5 days past that shit. Like, you know what I mean? And I could just go back and just reimagine everything that we got to do. So it was really cool. And then after that, we drove the entire way to Vegas, which is like a 4-hour drive, big ass desert. It's just pretty much dead. You get one opportunity to fill your car up with gas, and if you fucking lose that, you run out of gas in the middle of the desert, you're kind of toasted. So, we got to experience that whole thing, and it was really, really great. And then just experience Vegas as it was. You know what I mean? We stayed at Treasure Island, got to see Circus LA, got to do all the normal shit that I think I told you about this because I'm really excited one day to be able to go visit you, Brian, and
hold on.
Jersey.
Wait. You sat and watched the Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I saw Mystery. Mystery was the show we saw. It was pretty dope. And then we hooked up with a bunch of like the people from the show after because they were in the same hotel. So we just we partied with them at night anyway. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Have you ever, I know you've been to Vegas before, right?
I have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever gone to one of the Cirque du Soleil shows or no?
No, it wasn't on didn't make the list. Didn't make the list.
At all? What did you do when you went to Vegas?
I've never been to Sin City.
Derby, you've ever been to Vegas?
Nope, never been to
it's because you're 10 years old, dude. God damn it. Yeah. You're underage, dude.
I went a few times. My first time I went on my 21st birthday, and that was nice. Me and my boys went. I've been a few times, yeah. But I was gonna say, being that you don't gamble, honestly, Vegas it would be a dope spot for you just to go hang. There's so much for you to do.
Yeah,
just gamble.
It's super entertainment. Like it's literally like
you don't have to gamble to have a good time out there. So
yeah,
it's not a bad place to go if you don't gamble. Actually, it's better for you to not get to have a better time if you don't gamble out there.
Mm-hmm. And the food's like amazing anywhere you go. Like amazing anywhere, bro. Yeah. So it's super dope. Ham, what is up, my dude, in the comment section? Freddie Honda, my dude from The Boys. They have a group. What's the group? Let me get your group real quick, Freddie, so I can get the post up. Let me fucking I'm gonna shout him out real quick because this boy, they have a fucking badass group.
While you're doing that, let me
Popular Loner, man. The Popular Loner boys. We had him on the show once. Well, we had Freddie Honda on the show. We didn't have the other guy. He has a partner that he's with that does rapping together, and they have some really great music. But Popular Loner guys, you guys got to check them out. Super dope. And Hunter Iggy for Derpy Entertainment in the chat. What is up from YouTube? Thank you for jumping in with us. And Robert talking True Fit because I don't know if Brian, if you got to hear about all that shit. I know you're up in Jersey, so the Valley stuff really doesn't it ain't gonna reach your ears, man. It ain't gonna reach your ears. This past week there was a really crazy situation that happened. A girl got busted by a group of people engaging in some kind of extracurricular exercise in a room that they thought they were hidden in the room. They could see through it practically. So it made Valley news. I don't think it made national news, but it was enough to make everybody go crazy. Robert, business in the front kind of guy, just got totally taken by this and has been posting about it all week. But yeah, it's super crazy. I was talking about this with a friend and I'm like, man, this girl's life is ruined. But in the prospect of it, she could flip it and be one of those, what is it? Viral video stars. Yeah, what do you think?
Whose life is ruined? There's a Only Stars account created every 5 minutes, bro. It's not the end of the world.
So
we live in a different time, Chris.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was saying let's say, I mean,
her life's not ruined, is what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, what if she was married?
What? Because what? She got fired from a fucking gym?
Yeah, no, that's not gonna.
No disrespect, but she can find another job somewhere else, bro. She'll
get another job somewhere else. That's not. And then not only that, I think the uptick of attention for True Fit was wild for the week right now.
Yo, on a week where I heard that Diddy liked to have.
Yo, shit, Brian, you can't bring that up without explaining that.
I need to know the shit that I heard this week, bro. That what you're telling me right now seems like
it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
This shit
that's a fucking that's the salad at the buffet, dude. Come on, you know what I mean?
What are we talking about?
Brian,
shock value shit, yeah, bro.
Brian, give me the fucking shit this week. Give me the fucking 411 rundown on the Diddy thing of what you've heard.
Honestly, I'm trying to stay out of it. That's none of my business. But there is some wild shit being said on a stand somewhere in New York right now, bro.
Dude, I saw the little TikTok video of Charlemagne and Adam Schultz talking about it. Something about nipples and semen, and yeah, it's the wildest.
Wow.
Dude. They turn it into a glazed donut situation. I have to know, dude. Like, what? I mean, can you give us like cliff notes without getting too crazy? I don't think YouTube's gonna be
Bro,
like, yo,
what cliff notes am I gonna give you when you just said that the guy liked having semen rubbed into his nipples, bro? Like, what other cliff notes do you have? This shit is wild, bro.
That's
like,
wild.
That's like, I mean, yeah, there's nothing to dive in. Like, just a bunch of wild shit being said on in a court case right now, bro. And it's and the crazy part is I'm not even sure any of this is helping them prove the case that they're trying to nail him for the specific cases. They're just embarrassing him. So even if he walks away, like,
it's just out of his dirty laundry's out there.
This is out of control. This is totally out of control right now.
So what is it they're trying to hit him with then? If none of this is like kind of correlating with anything that they're needing to get him for.
I think
like sex trafficking or something.
Sex trafficking and a racketeer case. So
racketeer.
Yeah. So
shit.
So again, if you're gonna, he was a piece of shit. He was beating on her, and he liked to have some wild shit done to him. But I don't know if that proves, that he was
all that other shit, right?
Yeah, like it's wild. It's wild. I'm saying that the fuck out of it. I don't know, bro. That's some wild. That is another level of realism that I will never achieve or aspire to achieve. So I'm saying
it's crazy because like I'm in the same boat. Like, my recommended videos will be like, oh, craziest thing that Diddy said on the podium or whatever, and my brain just goes, nah, I don't really have I don't have the wits to need to sit through this and really listen to it. I just know it's gonna be crazy, dude. You know what it reminds me of? Like a level 10 of the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. Like, this is dialed up, dude. Like,
this is definitely dialed up. I will agree with you on that. Yeah, for sure.
So like, I just feel like it's a little too much for me. But Derps, are you in the same boat with this? Have you heard the same thing, or did you hear anything else crazy about this?
This is way too out of pocket for me. I'm gonna let you guys continue on this one.
Okay, good. Yeah, this
is just wrapping around back to your topic, bro. Like, me hearing about a chick getting railed in a fucking closet at a gym is not like it's not the wildest shit I've heard this week. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, it's a wild shit for the Valley. Everybody's been popping off about it. It's crazy here in the Valley, but yeah, for what it's worth, I was kind of like, isn't that normal shit in gyms nowadays where people are just like hooking up there anyways? Like, if it's not inside the damn gym, it's in the parking lot. If it's not in the parking lot, it's at some motel down the street from the parking lot. Like,
pretty much.
Yeah, like it's nothing new to the scene. I think it's just new.
I got a question for you. Why weren't they just minding their fucking business? Why did they start recording this shit?
Who knows?
If my man is in the fucking Janet is in the fucking closet getting some cheeks, you'll leave him alone, bro. Like let him get his cheeks, bro.
It would have been a normal situation if they weren't being plastered up against the window to the main lobby of the gym.
So what? Mind your business. You're supposed to be on your third set. You're supposed to be
just because your head's on your third set. Don't mean nothing.
You on your third set right now, watching what I'm doing, nigga. I'm sorry, my fault. Yeah, focus on your form, bro.
Brian's like, yo, stay on your set.
Yo, focus on your form, bro. Don't worry about what I'm doing over here in this closet. Yo, mind your business.
Yeah, it was wild, dude. The Valley went crazy, but it was real funny. What was even funnier than that is like, people got into like investigation mode and they were like, yo, I'm going to find everything about this chick. And everyone just went wild, man. Someone got cardio that day. Yeah. People that were watching, they did no cardio.
Look, we trying to find the regular people in the closet, we're trying to find out their names. That's what we're doing.
It's because people are going to hook them up with private lessons now, man. They're going to hire them for private lessons. They're like, yo, saw your video. Can you help me out? Can you cardio me up?
Wicked world we live in, bro.
It's wild.
You can't even get cheeks in the closet anymore without somebody trying to find out who you are, bro. Like, mind your business.
Yep. Without snitching.
Yeah,
real
stop
crazy
snitching,
shit,
bro.
Real fucking crazy shit. But yeah, that was the week in my area going off. Like, that was like the biggest thing. Of course, like, yeah. Other than that, I mean, we got regular basic nerd news. Guys, we're not into it right now. Vince in the comment section, cardio for the day. That's awesome. Miguel says, "What's up, Miguel? Good to see you, my man." Says baby oil stocks have gone down since Diddy's case got locked up. That's crazy, dude. David, what's up, my dude? Sorry I missed you at UCX yesterday. They had UCX yesterday. Dragon Ball Z themed. Brian, you would have loved it. You're a big Dragon Ball Z fan.
That was
everybody was out there doing cool things.
Why weren't you out there?
I didn't get it. I've been training my fighter, so I just do a bunch of two-a-days with him. So at that time when I was training him, I didn't get the opportunity. I didn't get the time to go out. So, but it's good. I mean, Christella was out there. CC Build, she went out there and did stuff. She was a guest and had a bunch of other friends that were guested up, and they were all dressed up as Dragon Ball Z characters.
Next time
I'm on Dragon Ball Z.
I'm gonna need you to dress up as like Vegeta or something. Or no, I need
I want to do.
I need you to dress up as Frieza. You guys just, but you have to dress up as Frieza.
Frieza.
Or Goldo.
Yeah, Goldo. If you had the chance to dress up as anyone cosplay wise in Dragon Ball Z, who would it be, Brian?
If I could dress up as anyone.
Yeah, that sounds kind of weird for a grown man to tell another man. Who would you dress up as?
Yeah, like
sounds weird as fuck. But I guess the terminology: if you could cosplay, who would you cosplay as for Dragon Ball Z? Sounds normal to say it that way.
I think you should go as King Kai.
I think King Kai. I would have to probably go as King Kai, bro.
I love King Kai.
Oh no, you can go as King Kai.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah, no, Chris would be a perfect King Kai, bro.
Or what's King?
I got the bald head, so I would just have to be like a black Master Roshi.
What about what's his face? Nappa, dude.
Nah, I'd be
Nappa's
Roshi.
a G.
Nah.
Nappa's a G. I love Nappa. He's a funny
All
dude, especially
fresh baldy, some glasses, turtle shell.
Master Roshi, baby.
Give me some flip flops and I'm good, bro.
Yo, what about King Yemen? I can do King Yemen. Chi-Chi's dad.
I told you, man. Goldo is your guy.
Goldo would be dope too. Yeah, that'd be fucking dope. But yeah, they had a big ass event yesterday. Shout out to UCX for doing a good job as usual. Hope everybody had their money and made their money and slanging, man. So good shit. Let's get started, boys. Let's get started. First off, let me throw this out there real quick. We're not really watching this show, but holy fuck is there hype. Holy fuck, there is hype. Guys, Andor season 2. Everyone and their mother is vouching for this show, saying that it has hit peak in episode 10 through 12, that it is literally, and I've heard this, and this is crazy because I've heard this from across the board on some of the people that we watch and we don't always agree with when it comes to the shows and the way that they kind of tear into this shit. The ones that talk about the downgrading of this film industry like super fast, and even before it comes out, they talk shit. Some of these dudes are coming out and saying like, holy fuck, I was wrong. Andor season 2 is amazing. It's the best thing that's ever happened to Star Wars since the prequels.
Let me ask you a question. So why don't you, before you continue, don't you watch Andor?
I get you want to know what it really was? I just lost faith in Star Wars. Like during these last couple of years, like I think I can't even remember the last one that it was. The Acolyte, right? The Acolyte really kind of burned me out. Season 3 of Mandalore was okay, not as good as the first two, and it was kind of, acting a little bit more cartoony than really hitting it home for me.
So it has nothing to do with the show itself. It has to do with
with the franchise itself kind of failing me. And me losing trust in the franchise, right? Michael Betancourt, what is up, my dude, in the comment section says, how the hell are you not watching Andor? And he says, out here worried about who is fucking who at TrueFit, and you're skipping out on Andor.
Get him, Mike. That's what I'm talking about. Get him, bro.
Mind you, boys, I fell asleep during Rogue One. So remember that.
No, that's the reason why. Honestly, I'm gonna be totally honest.
That might be the reason why.
This is the reason why you were disqualified from any. Like I was sitting here, like you're disqualified from any Andor talk. To be honest with you,
straight.
Who hasn't watched Rogue One?
That's I was gonna give it a chance again for like the 28th time that I kept falling asleep.
Wild stat, bro.
I think I fell asleep twice, dude. As soon as the fight scene with what's his face, the blind Jedi guy, can't even think of his name right now.
That is the last. That is.
I didn't fall asleep then. That was the most interesting part for the film for me. And then
Donnie Yen.
That's what
it's Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen, yeah, Donnie Yen. That's when he's when he does his whole thing and he's fighting in the streets and you get your introduction of those guys. Like I like the ragtag team, but like I said, during The scene when they're watching the bridge and the chick sees the father and they're looking through like night vision goggles. It's supposed to be the ambush. I was just like, yo, I'm super bored with this dude. So
and you don't feel a certain way that you haven't watched arguably one of the best pieces of best Star Wars content since they've been bought by Disney. It's literally the best one, bro.
Yeah, straight. Yeah. I'll admit it. I'll admit it. I never got into it.
Did you watch Ahsoka?
Yeah, I saw Ahsoka. It wasn't that great. It was okay. It was okay.
What did you think of Ahsoka?
What'd you think of it, Derpy? You weren't on the show with us yet. What'd you think of Ahsoka?
I thought it was fantastic.
Oh shit. You see Brian? Look at Brian's face. He's ready to chew you out, dude. He's fucking ready.
Listen,
man.
I've heard a lot of people say it was okay. I've never heard someone say it was fantastic. That one took me by surprise. I'm sorry.
Derpy.
That's fair.
I guarantee you're probably one of the guys that saw the Clone Wars and the Rebels and all that show, all that stuff, right?
OG Clone Wars, not the Cartoon Network one.
Okay. So
Which was the volumes.
What is it about Ahsoka, the TV show or the streaming series, that you felt that it was like fantastic? What is it that you were? Because for me, it was the thing that took me out was the moment they find Ezra, and it was like it wasn't important. Like after all of those years, the emotional content of the character was just like, oh, good to see you. Like they literally traveled to an alternate dimension to find this dude, and that was the response.
Yeah, there's a lot more shit going on.
For me, that was the thing that fucked me up.
Other than that, as far as
but Derpy, what was it for you that made it like top?
Seeing the flashback with Hayden Christensen.
That was cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big Dathomir fan too, so seeing Dathomir was pretty cool. Or this
Karate Kid is coming out in a few hours already. Or has it already been out? The new Karate Kid movie.
What? He's probably seeing an early screening.
God damn.
People have been shitting on that movie.
I was gonna say that shit came out real fucking fast.
They've been crapping on the movie, Brian. Yeah, I've heard that.
That's goddamn crazy. But boys,
I'm not watching it anyway. But yeah.
But I want to acknowledge this. Even Michael Betancourt in the comment section, kind of coming in and hitting the hype. Andor season 2, if you have not been watching it, apparently is top notch Star Wars related material that has come out in the last like fucking millennia of information that's come out of fucking Star Wars, that it is good, like hyped good. And this is
season 1.
What's up? Season 1?
Season 1 was great. And the only thing that's stopping me from watching season 2 is password sharing.
Password sharing?
Yeah, you can't do it anymore.
Bro, we're out here just watching on pirated services already, man. We're past that already, man. We ain't need no passwords no more. We're pirates here.
We're still worried about password sharing. Yeah, we're getting that shit for free. Fuck the account.
Fuck all that password
fuck the account. Yeah, you can keep the account.
Fair enough.
Doing
password sharing. You can keep that shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but definitely need to get back into Andor. I got into, I think, episode 4 of the first season. I got to do my due diligence now and see what the hell the hype is. Andor season 2 is apparently off the chain, being highly recommended by people that have not been fans of Star Wars.
I'll make a deal with you. I'll make a deal with you, Chris. I'll watch. What were you trying to get me to watch?
Arcane.
I'll watch
Rogue One and Andor.
You watch Rogue One.
Straight. I even told you I was going to go back and watch it.
This is on stream, so this is going to be binding. So
this is blood pack, dude.
So do we have like a cutoff date? Do we have a date to where I have to bang out Arcane and
I literally think
Derpy's gonna be the deciding factor here. Give us a date, Derpy, as to when we have to get this challenge done.
That's what I've heard, Mike. I heard that watching Andor changes how you experience Rogue One, and that's where I'm interested in it.
What do you want to say? Like a week? I'll give it a week. I can do it in a week.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash that shit out real quick, Brian.
It's a 2-hour movie, of course. Yeah,
I just know
I gotta watch a whole fucking show.
Yeah, but I guarantee, like after you watch like the first like 3 or 4 episodes of Arcane, you're gonna be like, okay.
And then what if I just find it sucks and I gotta sit there and watch the rest of this shit just because I have this?
You're gonna be,
so I can get you to watch a masterful piece of fucking art. I gotta.
But Brian, I told
you. He wants you to watch Arcane
Yeah.
Isn't that the League of Legends?
Yeah, it's
crap?
the League of Legends shares.
And you're the one complaining about the scissoring on Last of Us, dude.
I gotta watch that.
No, but
And he
Arcane
gets
is
to watch
actually a
one of the
masterpiece.
best
dude.
pieces
Like
of Star
art,
Wars
the
content
soundtrack, everything about it's a masterpiece. I mean, you can go anywhere and ask anyone about about Arcane, and everyone's gonna be like, "Holy fuck, it's a masterpiece!" Everyone. I don't know one person. The only person I know that doesn't think it's a masterpiece is Brian, who didn't watch it.
That's not true. And I feel the same way about Rogue One. I can literally ask anybody about Rogue One as a Star Wars fan.
I haven't watched it either.
You haven't seen Arcane either? No, he's not. He meant Arcane, not Rogue One. I know Derpy's seen Rogue One.
No,
I watched Rogue One.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you see, he's talking about Arcane.
I'm talking about Arcane. Yeah.
I recommend Arcane. Just like I did with. I finally, guys, it was so cool. I think this was like 2 weeks ago, Brian. I finally got Brian to watch one of my K-pop groups that I really like.
Oh no! Was this the one you showed me?
fucking Brian's response was the greatest. He was just like, "What the fuck did I just watch? What do you mean? Why haven't I?"
I think verbatim that was my response. But the first
that was so fucking funny to me when you were like,
"What the fuck did I just watch?
What the fuck, dude? Like, how I not heard about these fucking assholes? Like, It was the funniest shit, dude. It was the funniest shit.
Take that back.
But it was enjoyable though, right? Like they did a pretty solid job.
It was interesting. I didn't know what to expect, and it exceeded my expectations. Yeah.
It's so funny to watch people who don't know, like when they know what K-pop is, and then they watch that, and they're like, "What the fuck, dude? What did I watch?"
It's like a whole different like realm of shit.
Yeah. It's like a whole different genre of music. And
it's like a different universe. Yeah.
But nonetheless, not too bad, right? Not too bad. It was cool. It was cool. I guess the easiest way to say it was cool. Michael Betancourt says out here dancing with Blackpink or whatever. He can't give an afternoon to Andor.
No, see, this is the problem, Mike. This is the problem, Mike. It's not even about Andor. It's about he hasn't even given Rogue One.
I haven't seen about Rogue One. I fell asleep during Rogue One. I tell the boys all the time.
Before you even start getting on about Andor, we got a whole bigger fish to fry at this point, bro. I have to literally I'm committing myself to watching 2 seasons of a show just to get him to watch fucking
100%. But you know what, Brian, even before we talked about that, or even getting you to watch Anakin, I keep wanting to say Anakin, Arcane. I told you I was going to rewatch it because I needed to, because of the hype from like, I think you guys jumped me the last time with it when you guys were like, "What the fuck, Chris?" And I was like, okay, I need to stay awake through the whole thing. That's all I need to do, and I'll check it out tonight, man. I'll jump on it tonight to make sure I get through it. I know what happens at the end.
Spoiler alert for Arcane.
Yeah,
they scissor.
Oh yeah, there's a scissor part, and it's kind of awkward, not too awkward, but it's just unexpected for the time period or the time frame. But
cool because it's fucking Arcane and shit, right?
Yeah, it's all right.
Got it.
Like the people are cool. The fight scenes are great. Everything's good about it. If you get a chance, like I said, check it out however you can. You don't need like a week. Just take your time, enjoy it. You know what I mean? Just really accept it or whatever. I'm going to watch Rogue One hopefully tonight or tomorrow. And like I said, it's because I'm taking off on the trip and I'd rather get all my shit done before I got to get on a plane, because I just feel always scared to get in planes. So I might as well get it all out. Or maybe I'll watch it on the plane.
Just watch Final Destination in one.
Yeah,
I saw the last Final Destination, by the way.
You said it was really good.
I liked it.
Yeah, dude. So overall, I mean, for it being, like one of the quirky.
Final Destinations is definitely just something you just watch and just let your brain just.
Was it really out of this world?
Chris,
yeah, it was.
Subject.
It was crazy. What are you saying, Derp?
Ready new subject. Let him review it.
For which one? Oh, yeah. If you want to, you can review it. Tell us how Final Destination went.
No, I'm saying write a new
title. No, we don't gotta say, because listen, no one else saw it, or unless you saw it, Derpy.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, so we don't gotta spend too much time on it. I just liked it. If you're into the Final Destination universe, you'll probably like this one too. This one at least had a decent story. All the other movies besides the first one didn't have much of a fucking story. This one at least had a fucking story. It was cool. I like the killings, and that's all you're there for. You're not there for
it's gotta be like real creative shit, right?
Yeah, it's like you're not there for cinema. You're not there for fucking. You're there to watch people die horribly, and that's it.
Yes.
Christella, CC Builds, my best friend. She does not like horror films,
Yeah.
but she finally kind of gauged out and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna watch Scream," because apparently it's not about. She told me about this. She was like, "I'm not really into like the supernatural horror films with like demons and things like that, but with like a killer, she can handle."
Slashers, yeah.
Slashers and stuff. So we got to see Scream. I got to see it with her, and by the second, third movie, she was like laughing at it.
You talking
know
about
what
like
I
the originals, like the original
All
three?
of them, all of them, starting from
Yeah,
phase 1 all the way to 6 or 5 or whatever it's at.
I gave up after a point, but I saw the first three. The first three are really good.
It kind of just, it Metal Gear Solids itself. It just kind of recreates itself over and over again. Same concepts, cousins of cousins going after each other, brothers or sisters of whatever. They kind of just correlate in that way. But yeah, Christella finally got to see the whole thing, and she was like, "This is all the hype. I don't get it." And I was like, "Yeah, it's
But
just."
you gotta understand, it was from like what 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Like back then, like that the slashers were making a big comeback. So that's the reason why it's got the following that it does.
Yep. Michael Betancourt says the benefit of Arcane is that it focused heavily on character development and leaves the toxic game atmosphere behind.
Oh well,
Good
then
call.
I'm out. I'm only in it for the toxic game.
I'm only in it
atmosphere.
for the toxic League of Legends memes.
Yeah.
And then Vince says Rogue One watch party though, or what?
I mean,
Maybe.
I'd rather do that than fucking watch Arcane. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
You're
Can I
gonna.
say something?
There's a part of me thinks you're gonna enjoy it, dude. There's a part of me that thinks you're gonna
probably will.
enjoy it. That you're eventually gonna be
What's
like,
up?
oh, you know
What's
what?
up?
Like,
What's up, Derp?
go ahead, Derps.
Vince Weaver with the cursed comment of the day.
Which one? Why not Steam watch, stream watch Dragon Ball Evolution movie, the best Dragon Ball movie ever. Yeah, that's.
I've only watched that movie one time, and I have no plans on watching it ever again.
More than enough,
You
in
guys
my
can have fun.
It's even funnier knowing that the actor of the film that played Goku apologized to Akira Toriyama when he passed away, saying that he was sorry for like.
Nah, he needs to give the money back. The only way we make this right is if you give your money back for that.
Like George Clooney for fucking Batman or whatever.
Like, I don't want to hear
$20 every time you tell him these fucking movies suck. Shit.
I don't want to hear your apologies, dude. Like whatever.
But yeah, guys, like we were talking about, since we've kind of like traveled off it, Andor season 2. If you haven't seen it, apparently it's hype. I'm gonna jump back into it. I'm gonna get my due diligence and go all the way back. I'm gonna see Rogue One.
Bullshit.
Gonna jump into Andor the correct way and jump into Andor 2. I really want to see what the hype is. If what like Michael Betancourt says, and if I'm kind of adding it to what I've seen and different people talking about it, Rogue One for me was kind of like the Solo movie. Like you didn't really need it, knowing when you saw the original movies.
Did you just compare Rogue One to Solo?
No, hold on, Derpy, calm down, don't get mad.
Ron, did you just compare Solo to Rogue One?
Straight, yeah. It's because you didn't need the movie. You didn't really need it. You just knew something happened. And Star Wars, for what it's worth, was like, hey, we can make that into a movie instead of just making more Luke Skywalker films where they don't fit.
I would give a good argument as to you. I don't know, man. Like there's very seldomly that a prequel makes you love the lore of the originals, even
of the
more.
original stuff.
And that's what fucking Rogue One does. So I don't know.
Where's the scene in New Hope, or is it New Hope, right?
It's New Hope, yeah.
New Hope, yeah.
Where's the scene? Can you pull up the scene?
Yeah, it's Mothra comes out and she's talking to the crew of people and she's telling them that we got the plans for the Death Star, but it was a major toll, or it was the payoff was heavy. Man Mothra.
Yeah. That scene.
Yeah, I know my Star Wars, Derpy. What are you talking? I don't need to pull up no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're comparing Solo to Rogue One. Like, come on now. You don't.
Well, I mean, I'm not comparing it in the sense of creativity or class of the films, right? For one, I guarantee Rogue One is probably way better than Solo. But
I like Solo, but like that doesn't mean Solo's a bad. Solo's a good movie.
Yeah,
I don't mind Solo.
Yeah, the only thing to me that Solo did was it just reassured us the things that we were told about the legend of Han Solo. but it cheapens it because it has to show you at face value what actually happened for him to be there in that position.
And that's what Rogue One does times 10.
For
times
that,
10.
for that, yeah.
So if you can sit there through fucking Solo, and I'm telling you that Rogue One is exactly how you described it right there, is what Rogue One is to the original trilogy times 10.
Yeah.
So like,
I get it. And that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I kind of compare that template of filmmaking for that IP at that moment in time.
Yeah.
That's why I was real like, oh, well, these people, like in my mind when I was watching Rogue One, it's like you're watching Titanic. Like, I know all these motherfuckers die. You know, I know every one of them is going to get murked. Like, why the fuck do I need to see like them fall in love? Why do I need to see them do this and that? I know they got that shit, but I can respect the storytelling part. You know what I mean? That's all I need to do. That's all I need to do. I need to get out of the mindset of thinking that it was just
a why it was made, Chris?
Huh?
Do you know why it was made, Chris?
No. Why was it made?
Money.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a cash grab. It's a cash grab. And even with the concept of it, a lot of people.
Wait, hold on. Rogue One was a cash grab?
It wasn't a cash grab because it was actually a good film.
Yeah, that wasn't a cash grab at all. In order for something to be a cash grab,
it was made because of money, though.
It has to suck, and that took creativity, bro. Because again, like in order for you to make something that the majority of the people that watch it thinks that it's in the eyes of George Lucas, and it's something that resonates to their Star Wars, you can't deny that, bro. Like that wasn't a cash grab. They might have made money off of it, but that wasn't a cash grab. Like that was a really good movie. And I'm telling you, like, and I'm not over exaggerating. Like that was probably the best that Disney had to offer.
Are you asking me or Brian?
Chris, how far did you get into it?
So where I failed in the movie was when the girl goes to see her father. He's like standing on the like a deck, is right where he gets killed, and they're doing like a sniper scene.
About 30 minutes in, about
it's like the first, it's like the first fucking part of the show.
But the thing is like I've seen other parts like through sections without it being in chronological order. So like I know that there's a part where they run into Whitaker. What's his name?
Whitaker.
Yeah, they run into his character, and they have a whole monologue with him. I know that they end up going to like the command center to go get the plans for the Death Star and ambushing a beach and doing all this stuff, and eventually the planet explodes. Like I understand little parts of it. I just haven't seen it in its glory. Which I mean, of course, like I understand the story. I just need to see it all set down. And I think my mind was like, oh, okay, well, I get the gist of it. I don't really need to see the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I do need to see the whole thing to do my due diligence. That's just what it is. And apparently, like Michael Betancourt said, is something that a lot of people are saying where they're like, Andor season 2 adds so much more to the story. Like
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like it's literally how you explained the Solo movie, but like times 10. Like it just and not only that, but like watching it, because I watched it in the movies, and watching it in the movies like in real time and not having it spoiled, that was awesome.
That was nice,
bro.
yeah.
Like that was awesome. Like you kind of get lost in what was transpiring until like the very end, and you're getting smacked with the shit, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, so I need to go back and watch it. I've been crying. What's up, Nico? Good to see you in the comments section, my dude. I've been crying for a minute about Star Wars sucking and not doing its work, and here we are on the cusp of something unloading and being kind of brought back to reality, that we're getting actual like Star Wars material that's great again. So I need to get back in. I need to get back in there quick. You know what I mean? I need to get that shit before I get on a plane kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I'm about that shit tonight.
Yeah.
But of course, we're doing our watch party later on, folks, for Last of Us. If you want to join us and jump in and tag along, we're on episode 6, Last of Us, I think. So, but yeah, Andor season 2, super hyped, guys. If you get a chance and you're a Star Wars fan and you want to get back to the originals, definitely recommended. Go check it out. Andor season 2, guys. This week we had a lot of stuff pop off in the sense of movie trailers. Movie trailers were on fucking fire this week.
Except one.
Yeah. What's up, John? Good to see you, my dude. Corpus Christi in the house. Good to see you, my guy. And the first trailer we're going to be talking about today is, of course, the highly anticipated, maybe, Spider-Man Noir. guys. Spider-Man Noir, highly anticipated. You know what? I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty G, man. It looks kind of fun. I'm kind of excited to see all the Nicolas Cage tropes. And
I'm ready for the memes.
Yeah, that's what I'm really waiting for. I think Sony's gonna probably knock this out of the park because it's gonna have to be silly. And yeah, what about you guys? You guys excited? Did you guys see the trailer?
Why do you wait? Hold on 1 second. Why do you think it has to be silly?
It has to be silly.
And if it isn't,
it's gonna be weird if it's serious. Nicolas Cage doesn't do serious well anymore. Like he only does really weird, out of pocket, like I don't know, like the college hippie guy that makes like student films kind of movies.
Got it.
Yeah, so
I don't think he takes his costume off.
Wait, what?
He wants to see him naked.
You want to see him naked, Derpy? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying.
Just got to watch a bunch of his other movies. You'll catch a glimpse of him naked sooner or later.
I'm saying because of his serious face. He's not serious in it.
Yeah, you know what? What's really dope? It's really crazy. Is like the way he like has to turn the lights on his fucking glasses.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. It's very Sin City-ish, but like,
true. Yeah,
I don't know how to explain it though. That it looks super fucking crispy, dude. Like clean.
Yeah,
but it looks very Sin City, where Sin City had a very like fog, kind of like a very I don't know how to say it, like very whimsical kind of filter to it.
Yeah,
and this one looks like super sharp, and the action.
So you're hoping that they don't take themselves too serious in this.
You can't. I mean, the Rubik's Cube is probably one of the greatest jokes in the Spider-Verse movie. You know what I mean? And it needs to be in that sense. Like it needs to be in that way. Like we're probably going to get towards the end or the beginning of the film where something comes out and it's going to be red. Like it's just going to be red. Like something's going to be like, what is that? And why can't I understand this as a thing? And it's just the color red. Why? Because red always goes really well with those black and white films, right?
I want Spider Truck series.
Spider Trucks?
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
Or Spider Car, whatever the thing that they had
Spider
in the
car.
in the Into the Spider-Verse.
Or Spider T-Rex and shit.
Yeah, and all that.
Michael Betancourt says it will be a classic noir detective story, and I bet currently audiences will identify it as silly. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you got to understand, like, you have Nicolas Cage. I mean, he's got like a really cult following, so like, yeah, so he might have people watch that. So we'll see.
I think for sure people are gonna watch it just for Nicolas Cage.
Of course,
because I mean, if you think about it, like, what was the last big banger Nicolas Cage did?
That's not to cut you up, but that's literally the only reason to watch the show. It's not because we're interested in Spider-Man Noir and what the fuck they're doing. It's to watch Nicolas Cage and see what he does.
So that's a good question. Are any of you guys really excited for Spider-Man Noir itself as a character, like as it being like a live action, especially knowing that where we are dynamically in the chronological order of where Marvel is supposed to kind of be going? And where Sony is with all this stuff? Do you feel like it's just like Sony staying relevant with the contract, making sure that they're using the characters so that way they don't have to give it back to Marvel?
Yeah, I think you answered the question. Yeah, I mean maybe that's what it is, but it would be smart. It would make sense. So yeah.
And is it kind of like
because there's no other reason to explain why we're getting this show or movie. Like, there's no other reason to explain it. No one asked for it. No one was, there wasn't a rabid fan base to say, "Hey, where's this Spider?
Yeah, where's this fucking character's movie at?" Right?
No one's been doing that. So yeah,
you know what kind of like X me though is why didn't they put this type of like push on it being the Spider-Verse movie that we've been like fucking anticipating for them to do already? The part 2 of the last one, the Spider-Verse.
Well, I mean, if it's just to do what you said that it's supposed to do, who gives a fuck? Part of my
right. Yeah.
Like whatever the fuck it's for. If it's just to get some type of content out to where you don't have to give the rights back, then who gives a fuck what it's about?
Yeah, that would be. I mean, that would be the first ideal, right? Because what was it? The last one was Craven the Hunter. which of course really wasn't like accepted very well.
Yeah, but even that made sense though, because that was part of the Spider-Verse and they were trying to create their own identity over there. This is not part of that. This is something totally different. This is literally just something that they're just going to give you, and if you like it may get another season. If not, then that's probably going to be a one-off. So like it's just coming out of nowhere.
And it's crazy because it's crazy that you mentioned that, because I was thinking it was more of like a theatrical film release, and it's not. It's going to be on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
So
it's just something just to get some content out. Like at least with Kraven, that was supposed to be a part of something like that had a bigger picture. This doesn't seem to me that it does.
True that.
Unless it does, and then they start doing all the characters in the fucking Into the Spider-Verse shit.
Spider-Verse has their own films, because there has been talks about
the Japan what is it? The Japan one with the mech.
Yeah, there's the girl, right?
That would be dope.
That would be pretty badass if they do a cyberpunk or something,
bro.
That would be fucking dope. They just spider pork,
and then you get a spider
pork or pig or whatever they call them, spider pig or whatever. They just got the girl apparently from Stranger Things. It's gonna be playing Mayday Parker.
Yeah, and I'm very upset because I wanted her as Batgirl.
Well, no, I mean, cause she can still do both, man. I mean, that's not an issue. Yeah, she can still do both. But apparently, she's been talked about to play Mayday Parker, which is the child of Mary Jane and Peter Parker, which is like way into the future of the character's development. So it's even crazy to be like, oh yeah, she's gonna be in Secret Wars or Doomsday War or whatever the fuck that they're talking about already. Because they even talked about the girl from Wednesday, the blonde-haired girl, being Gwen Stacy too. That was another one that I heard also. So it would be pretty cool. Sue Peterman, the emissary of hell with much Lepiridon. Oh god, Mechlepiridon.
Mike, how's everything going, bro? Hope everything's good with you, bro.
Yeah, straight. Yeah, so guys, if you haven't seen it, there is a trailer out for Spider-Man Noir. Go check it out. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty fun. Don't know who the audience is for yet, but I guarantee it's just going to be like a nice little like.
I'm the audience.
Yeah, I was going to say like it's
I'm watching this.
Hero, very. I kind of get Sucker Punch vibes. Like it's just going to be out there to be a movie of movies.
Nicolas Cage is the shit, bro. Like, that's my guy, bro. So I
love that guy. I like his version of. I like Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, it's another.
Yeah, I fucking dude. Over Five Nights at Freddy's, I think Willy's Wonderland was amazing, dude. I think him just beating the shit out of a bunch of like animatronics was what was needed. Like, I like that character. I like that. Guys, onwards to the next one. I want to just bring this up. Let's try to keep this objection to a low, and let's try to see if we're not as negative as everybody says, as everybody talks about it. But Ironheart got a trailer.
What?
It very much did. It really, really did.
I don't recall getting one.
No. You're like, oh, what a treat. What a treat. Marvel released the trailer for Ironheart. Brian Derpy,
sir.
How do you guys interpret Ironheart as a film?
I'll let Derpy go. Go ahead, Derpy.
Yeah, Derpy, you go first. You're gonna let the DC guy talk about the Marvel trailer. I love it.
I'm gonna be real about this.
Please.
Feige did this on purpose, just to draw attention to his project that nobody's ever gonna watch.
Dang, man, fuck him. Went right in for the truth, goddamn. Right at the jugular, I see.
And I still haven't even watched it either. So,
which project is he trying to get eyes for?
This project that nobody's gonna watch. Ironheart.
Just in general, Ironheart.
Oh, so you mean just him putting out the trailer was just to try to make some money off of it or get people to watch it?
My boy John. John in the comment section says he's actually excited for Ironheart.
Yeah, but Derpy, isn't that the whole point? Like, if I made a fucking movie or if I made a show, I'm gonna try to get people to watch the shit.
Yeah, true.
No, but I understand. I have to understand where Derpy's coming from, right?
Like, I understand what he's saying too. Same day.
It's the idea of forcing the audience to say that they need to appreciate and accept this character because it's their project.
Wait. We're not doing that. This is he made like it's not. You can't misconstrue what's going on here. A trailer went out for a show that they want you to watch, which is what happens with every show, every movie that has ever existed.
True.
So it's not like we're not gonna make this into they're out to make a conscious effort. No, they put a trailer out, something that they did, which it happens every time that we watch something.
Yeah, but I heard a really good question that came out of this, which was, in what way has this character established himself enough to get a film, like a soloed film for themselves as a character?
No.
Compared to any of the other characters that are out there that have been there for years. I mean, we're getting Wonder Man. Wonder Man is a way more developed character, and a lot of people don't know who that is. And I don't think they're getting a budget of this nature. Like, especially with the idea of it being where the push is, we're going to do something better than the Tony Stark character. And it's literally like the retelling of the Iron Man story, just with like a newer character, which could have been done in any other way. But it's almost like saying like, oh, well, you have to accept it because this is the new Iron Man.
See, the thing with me is I'm fine with you if you just want to reject it. If you don't like it, you don't think that the actor Riri Williams has done a good enough job for you to care about this character and you don't want to watch it, I can accept that. Like, that makes sense. Like, that's a natural feeling. But to give me any bullshit other reason than the truth, bro, I'm not gonna accept it. Like, the whole, like, they're just trying to capitalize. No, they're trying to fucking help you watch. Like, this is, they already know they're probably fucked on this show.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
let's just call it like, they're probably fucked on this show. So why not try to promote and try to get as most money as we possibly can out of this shit? Otherwise, they can't tank it. They can't scrap it.
Yeah, they need to put money into advertisement anyway.
Yeah, so like advertisement has to be like, there's a budget for this.
Michael Betancourt, he's like, I can't type fast enough to showcase the offense I took from hearing Wonder Man is a more developed. He has a more developed character. What are you talking about? Than Ironheart. Literally, the only thing that Ironheart had as a character in her comic book was she was in turmoil against Doctor Doom when they were fighting for who's going to be the new Iron Man.
Yeah,
like, I don't know. I don't know anything else, and I read comic books. Anything else about Riri Williams that was important? Like anything that gives you the strike of even the concept of having her. Like I mean, Brian, I'm just gonna throw this out there, and Mike, I'll throw this out there too if you're in there. Like, I don't want you to fucking mess your fingers up typing so fast. Why Mephisto? Like, why did they choose Mephisto as an overarching character against Riri Williams, who's a technology character that doesn't do anything with magic, other than the only thing that connects her to magic was Doctor Doom?
Okay. I have a question. I have a question for you, right?
But that was my question. That was mine. So,
you know, I heard you. Yeah. But sure. So from what I'm hearing, you're just, I guess you're questioning why
would they choose a project like this?
Why would they do this project? Did we say the same thing about Miss Marvel?
Yeah, and that wasn't a good thing. Miss Marvel, the second movie, wasn't a good thing.
Did we do the same?
Forever.
Oh no. You see, like Michael Betancourt, like it's not Wonder Man in the MCU. I'm talking about in the comics, like how they're trying to push the narrative that Riri Williams is this like amazing character. She gets a forefront movie. She's gonna take over the Iron Man mythos or the story, or take over that name. Or
Chris, my point is, because we did the same thing with She-Hulk, right? We did the same thing with She-Hulk.
Wasn't
we did the same
well,
thing. We did the same thing with She-Hulk. It's just the fact that my point is that they have a history of doing this. They have a history of giving us shows of characters that are less known,
that are underdeveloped,
to try to develop them through through Disney Plus. Like, it's not anything new. I don't understand the conversation around it because, like, we've seen this already. Like, we've seen this already. So if we didn't have this much of an issue before, then why are we having it now?
The reason why I kind of bring it up is because we're in a situation with Marvel where every movie that's coming out is going pretty bad. Okay. We just talked about this earlier off screen when we were talking about the Thunderbolts, which we all enjoyed. I enjoyed the Thunderbolts.
Chris, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you think everything has been going wrong these past couple of movies?
The Thunderbolts did well, but financially it didn't do well.
Better question. How far back can we attribute to the downfall of Marvel?
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
How long ago was that? Wait, you think that's where it started?
That's where it kind of started trickling down, I would say, because right before that was Spider-Man No Way Home, and that did fairly well. And
okay,
then,
but we still had the whole phase
of fluctuation.
We had the whole Phase 4 era during this time frame.
Yeah, there was really nothing. I mean, what Black Widow, just a lot of the Disney Plus series.
Okay, you're trying to do the thing that they're trying to do. Phase 4 was a failure.
WandaVision.
Let's just cut all the bullshit. Phase 4 was a failure, right?
Yeah,
so we have been dealing with failures with Marvel since Endgame. Let's just call it what it is. So what's the argument here? Like it's been up and down the entire time, and we've gotten shows again that no one asked for, and we got it anyway. And it is what it is. Now, whether you like it or you don't like it, that's something different. But I personally, if we're getting back to the trailer itself, the trailer looked okay, but I'm not interested to watch it. I just don't understand the overwhelming outcry over it. It's nothing different from what we've already gotten.
I don't think it's an outcry. Like for me, it's not.
It's definitely.
I just don't think. Well, the thing is this movie was developed 2 years ago. It's been sitting on the shelf for a very, very long time, and they have to release it. If not, it's going to get the black. What is it? The Batgirl movie that they did a while back that got cut real bad, right? The one that everyone was like, "Hey, man, just release it. You're going to make money either way. Why not just release it or put it out there in some way so the internet can at least get to watch it?" And that's the same concept. I think right now with the current situation is Marvel needs, for the success of Secret Wars and Doomsday to hit right, they need to be putting out stuff like Andor.
So you're going to put the weight of that on fucking Ironheart.
No, I'm not going to put the weight of that.
All right, then. So it's like it's the over carrying effect of everything that we've been through since the end of Endgame. And you can't I think it's because at this point, every time that a property comes out or something comes out, we attribute to just where Marvel is as a whole. And at some point, we gotta stop doing that. If it's a good piece of work, then it is. I don't know if it is or whether it isn't.
Yeah, we don't really know what it is.
I don't know if it's fair to judge it so far. If you want to judge the trailer, then fine. But people aren't judging the trailer; they're judging everything about it. Like what we're talking about here.
Like what? Like what do you mean?
As in, like you're judging it not on the trailer, but on the past of Marvel, which has been going on since the beginning of Phase 4.
Yeah, but I think it's a bad call. Like unless Riri Williams' character, which I mean, more than likely she'll play some part in Secret Wars, right? She's on the chair, I think. She's on the chair trailer. So you have to kind of develop her more and put her out there more so people get used to her, because she was a supporting character in the Black Panther film, which I didn't think she did very bad in, but to be able to carry an entire film based on her character, I don't know if it's going to work. Like that's just me saying that in just.
Well, then that's fine. Then I guess at that point we answer the question.
And in fact, it's not a full length feature film. I think it's a series, right? It's so you can treat it as a series plus film, even though that the finance and everything behind it was because it was supposed to be a full length feature film.
They announced this like 5 years ago, bro. Yeah, why is everyone so up in arms about it right now? We knew this was coming like 5 years ago.
I'm going to tell you the truth, and the truth is because the character of Ironheart herself was not taken in correctly in the comic book world.
But Chris, my point is
I'm just saying. I don't have a problem with this thing.
We saw Kevin Feige on stage, and Ironheart was announced. Like we've known this is coming. I don't know if it was 5 years. I may be wrong about that.
No, it was 2.5 to 3.
But we've known this was coming for years.
Yeah, dude.
So like, if there's going to be an outcry about it, why not before and why now that it's here?
I think this film should have not sat on the shelf for so long, because the releasing of it this close to the ending of the whole arc of it coming to like the major events is not a good thing. Not a good thing. But then again, with everything that's been coming out, it looks like the time between Secret War and Doomsday is going to be, I think, pushed apart even further. because you have the development of like the Doomsday Story 1. Now the story of like the X-Men's being more developed too. You have the Marvel characters with Monica Rambeau with the X-Men 3. There's a lot of like stories that have to still be told, which aren't going to practically fit in the entire Doomsday saga, unless you're going to split Doomsday into 2 parts. So like, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
I have a question. So, are you going to watch it?
More than likely, I will. Well, yeah, of course, dude. I mean, yeah, of course, I have to. Right now, everything is super critical. Setting up in Secret Wars, setting up in the Doomsday and Secret Wars, like everything has to make sense. I don't know how much it's gonna set.
That would even make even more sense for them to do some shit like this, because they're kind of like trapping you in a situation where you have to watch this. You have to watch this kind of.
You gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it.
But that was the same thing as the Marvels movie, right? Like, I didn't really want to watch it, but I knew it had to deal with some shit that was going to kind of overarching into the Kang story. Because that's what Marvel does very fucking well, right? It's like, hey, bro, like if you don't watch this movie, you're not going to know what's coming up, bitches. Like, hey, what's Peter Quill doing? And it's like, Peter Quill, what's he doing in Riri Williams' film or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, it's always got to be the most random, out-of-pocket shit that doesn't make any sense. And that was the equivalent to the outreach of like, hey, the Thunderbolts versus the Sentry. Are you going to watch it? And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. Like, why the fuck? Like, of course I'm gonna watch it, because the Sentry is with this group of retards that are gonna fuck everything up. But it's gonna be so fucking funny that I'm gonna laugh and I'm gonna enjoy the fuck out of it, which I did. I enjoyed the fuck out of the Thunderbolts. Like, I enjoyed the fuck, even the post-credit scene that didn't make a lot of sense to me, and I was like, what the fuck? And then me and Derpy, bro, you missed a great conversation with me and Derpy.
Did I?
Derpy, did I not call about Annihilus, the Annihilus wave coming in?
There was talk about it for like the past month,
right? Haven't we?
I think we called about that one.
And then this past week, they're talking about there's a development of the Annihilators, which is the group of team that fights the Annihilus wave a lot.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts, dude. We're calling it like crazy, boys. We are calling it like crazy. In the comment section, I want to get back to this real quick. Michael Betancourt says, I can't type fast enough to showcase the offense I took from hearing Wonder Man is more developed. And then he says, are we talking about what has Wonder Man done in the MCU? We're talking about the comic books. And then he says, at least Riri took on Namor, which is wild because that's not even in the comic books. These two characters haven't even met in the comic books, but knowing that Namor is a Black Panther villain, and Black Panther would struggle fighting him, including the Squadron Supreme and a bunch of other people. Like Riri Williams was going to take him out. Sure. I like that. And then, of course, you're complaining about Ironheart when Iron Man was an absolute nobody when his first film was released. That is kind of crazy because to me, I think the first Iron Man film was one of the greatest Marvel movies at the time ever. And to be able to watch it during that time, you couldn't find it anywhere. Even when Disney first released the Marvel section in their streaming service, Iron Man 1 was not available. Even in Netflix, when it was being in Netflix, it wasn't available.
Yeah.
Because it was such a legendary film. Like, legendary film.
I don't know if it was legendary.
Like, if it wasn't
I will say this though. I gotta disagree with Mike on this one, because if you're giving me a choice on whether or not I'm going to spend 2 hours watching Robert Downey Jr.
or Riri
Williams, I'm probably going to pick Robert Downey Jr. 10 out of 10 times. So like, I gotta disagree with you on that one.
Yeah. And then Vince Weaver says, I believe Ironheart series will be better than the She-Hulk series. You know what? I don't doubt it. Because I think it was the approach on how they approached the She-Hulk series. And that's the only reason why, is their reason why they did what they did. Because for Ironheart to get its own film, there's a lot of stuff that the industry knows it has to do correctly for people to accept it. So they have to play ball with what the audience expects for a superhero film. That's what I think is going to be working with the Thunderbolt series. Or not Thunderbolts, Ironheart. And then Michael Betancourt says, Thunderbolts gave us Marvel's the win it needed, and the Fantastic Four will pick it up from there. Well,
that movie is tanking, bro.
Dude, I was just about to say that. That
movie is tanking.
Brian knows, man. Brian knows.
That movie is tanking.
There is rumors right now that there was an early release of the Fantastic Four film that was shown to a select group of people, including some higher ups and investors and shit, and they instantly disagreed with the ending and had a bunch of massive reshoots. Now that also comes on the heels of the situation with the Thunderbolts, because we were just talking about this off screen, where the Thunderbolts, even though it was a great film in our opinion, and we gave it like, I think all of us gave it like a 7, maybe an 8, still has only made like 270 million, right, Brian? Like close to 300 million. Like if we rounded off like 300 million, but it needs to make 600 million to be successful. Like to be like, what is it when it says like it equals out or whatever, right? When it makes its money back or whatever. And it's been slowing down. Like it's been slowing down in the sense of it. I know Derpy, you said you're going to go watch it like this week, right?
Yes. I'm watching it tomorrow.
Yeah, Derpy's going to go check it out. I hope you enjoy it, Derpy. I know you're not a Marvel guy, but I hope you enjoy the film.
I already watched the film before. I'm just watching it again. My sister hasn't watched it yet.
Dude. Fuck yeah. Help those guys out, man. I think that was a really great film too. So, yeah, but even that movie, knowing that it had a lot of returning cast characters that had already been on film and kind of, cared and liked, is still struggling to make it. Now, I'm not saying that, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that Ironheart, they're just throwing it out there, Brian. Like for what it's worth. Like I said, it had been on the shelf for 2 years. And you might be right on them announcing it 5 years ago because it was done 2 years ago. So like maybe it was just that concept that Feige really had a lot of faith in this film and really wanted to get it out there, that he was just like, yeah, fuck it. Just release it. Release it between Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four. Like just put it out there. Yeah, I think that could be a thing too, man. I really do. Do I think it's going to be successful? Man, I don't know. I hope it is, because like Michael Betancourt said in the comment sections earlier, like Marvel needs its wins. It really does. Can you imagine? And Brian, we talked about this before with Superman. Can you imagine if the Fantastic Four does not work?
I mean, it's not far-fetched to see a world where it might not. So
that's that would suck, man. That would really, really suck. That would kind of break my heart a little bit.
It's gonna make money, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think it'll make money. Like overall, they just released pictures of Galactus today. Did you see them?
I did see it.
Yeah, it looks pretty sharp, man. I'm kind of excited to see it, how they're gonna make it all work. And then I think the trailer really sold me, where they had him actually like walking through like Manhattan or wherever he's walking through.
Yeah,
you can see his big feet. I think that was so dope. I was like, Godzilla style, dude. That's gonna be so cool. So we get like an actual Galactus compared to the original Fantastic Four. But yeah, apparently Fantastic Four is in huge reshoots right now. Apparently the rumor or the saying was a lot of the investors were disappointed in the ending. This goes back to what I wanted to ask. Do you think that it could be, I don't think it's because of the Riri Williams outcry, right? Like how people are accepting that film and they're kind of like anticipating the loss of money or whatever. I don't think there's gonna be a loss of money because it's on streaming anyways, right? Like they're gonna make their fucking money through the streaming service anyways. But do you think it could have been because of the post-credit scene that was released during the Thunderbolts? That it was.
You think they're doing research because of the post-credit scene?
There's a part. Okay, so do you remember when we had the conversation about the Thunderbolts, and I said, "Don't you kind of think this is like a spoiler?" And we were kind of like, "Nah, like not really." Because
but we don't know
how it ends. We don't know how the film ends. So
we don't know how the film ends, and we don't know what that post-credit scene was about either. We just know that they flew into a different universe. We don't know when that is. We don't know anything.
Yeah,
but let me answer the question, and you can continue. I don't think they're doing reshoots because of the negativity, or if there wasn't
negativity. It was a spoiler, right?
Post-credit scenes. No, I don't think that's why they're doing reshoots. No.
The reason why I asked this is not necessarily the base that because it's a spoiler, but it's because the theory and the talks were that at the ending of the film, the trailer gives this site where the rocket is looking at a planet being destroyed. And in the background, apparently someone said they could see, or like they saw it in like a slower frame rate, and you could see like a part of Galactus like on the outside of the planet. And the theory was that the reason why in the trailer, the New York area or wherever they're fighting in the downtown area is completely barren is because the Fantastic Four apparently is tries to get everybody off planet, or they're hiding underground with the Mole Man, which is like the newest rumor. But that eventually like the Fantastic Four fails and Reed Richards chooses to leave the galaxy in the ship and lets all the people of that universe die. Like he just lets everybody down. Because in the comic books, Reed Richards is known for kind of doing whatever it takes to save his family to the very end. And that was very prominent in the comic books, right? Where in Secret Wars, they talked about having to destroy that other planet with the anti-monitor bomb from the Black Swan, right? From Secret Wars. You remember that in the very beginning?
Yeah.
What if this is that nod to that, where like this is Reed Richards, like without the Illuminati, because it's never been established, and Iron Man's not even here anymore, so there's no like Illuminati per se. What if this is Reed Richards choosing to let that billions of people die and then leaves the galaxy, and that's how we are introduced to the Fantastic Four not being the heroes that they're known to be about? If that makes sense. I know it's again, I'm reaching, kind of putting it out there, but it's not too far-fetched from the way his character is in the comics. And since we're only running into the Fantastic Four in one film, we got to develop all these personality traits that make him a prominent character and different from all the heroes. Right? So what about that? What if that is the reason why the reshoots are there? Because when they saw the film and they got to see the ending and the Reed Richards character's like, well, fuck all these people, I'm going to save my family, and they bounce out and let everybody die. The people that are watching it are like, hey, that's kind of fucked up. That's not a heroic thing for these guys to do. Like, why would you do that? Like, I'm going to put that out there. What do you think, Brian and Derpy?
Yeah, but Reed Richards isn't a hero. There's
What
he's not a fucking hero. He's a very complex person that does some fucked up shit sometimes, bro. So like that is the character who it is. I don't think that what you're explaining is them having second thoughts about what was written. I don't think that's what's happening.
Okay.
I think every movie does reshoots. They plan something. It may look good one way, it may look good a different way, and that's what they do. So I don't think we have to look too deep into this. It's just reshoots. Like literally, when it comes to Marvel movies, every Marvel movie does reshoots. It's not because they're thinking it's failing. Sometimes it does mean that, but I don't think that's what it means with this. So there's too much on the line with this movie that I don't think that's
I agree.
what the reshoots are. So personally.
I agree. Okay. Well, no, I just want to put that. Derpy, what about yourself, man? I get to hear his microphone click when he's like comes back on. Derpy, are you there? There you are, buddy. I heard it.
Fantastic Four is going to be all right. There you go.
I like the way Derpy comes in. One-liner kind of guy.
Corbin Dallas.
Corbin Dallas, my man. Corbin Dallas.
Yo, Derpy, what do you do? Like when we're on mute, what are you doing? Like what are you
watching?
What are you doing?
Pants, bro. He's watching SpongeBob.
Well, it is 10:30 right now, so I might be.
So what are you doing? Like,
are you sleeping in the background?
Yeah, a little bit.
I always just assume you're watching like SpongeBob.
Yeah, like I have fun thinking about what it is you're doing in the meantime as you're trying to fucking hit the fucking unmute button.
Yeah, dude, that's so funny. But yeah, like I just had that weird concept come to mind, not like when I started hearing about all the reshoots and stuff. And
it'll be all right. It's Marvel.
I mean,
it'll
that's
be all
what
right.
I see it. If Derpy says it's going to be all right,
it's going to be all right.
It's going to be all right. He keeps hitting me up that he's super excited for Lilo and Stitch, right, Derp?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's super excited for Lilo and Stitch. Brian, are you going to go see Lilo and Stitch?
There's a 0% chance I'm watching this.
Zero?
Yeah, 0.
Wow.
What about your little one, Brian? She doesn't want to go see it?
She'll probably see it, but not with me.
You're like, fuck that. Not going to have none of those daddy-daughter dates for that shit.
No, I mean, if she wanted to, of course I would.
Yeah,
but I don't have any plans on seeing it with her. No, not at all. No.
It's because I mean, I kind of feel like Derpy and I were talking about this like 2 weeks ago, and I think Lilo and Stitch was like that, kind of like any age kind of comedy. It was pretty funny when it was the cartoon when we were, we weren't that young, but for when it came out, it was cool. Like it was all right. I wouldn't mind going to go check it out. I'm not gonna say it's a no, but I'm gonna say like I'm not getting like a first seat either. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like the Minecraft movie. Like I'm not really hyped about it, but it's still killed in the theater. So maybe not. I don't know. But going past the Fantastic Four reshoots, which was very, very interesting. I want to bring that guys up to you because we guys talked about last time. X-Men rumors, guys. The X-Men are being talked about a lot, very prominently, being shown in the chairs on the trailer.
Oh, do you know Lilo and Stitch came out in 2002?
Yes, it did.
And it's a dope movie, man. It's fun as hell.
Chris, how old were you in 2002?
2002, I was gonna be like 22, 21.
And you were watching Lilo and Stitch?
It's cool. I mean, it was a cool movie, man. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was fun. It had comedy to it, man. And Lilo at the time was so different from what Disney was putting out. It reminded me of like the Treasure Island or Treasure Planet kind of cartoons back in the day that had a lot more action to it and was kind of like streamlined with like a lot of action. Like it had some fun stuff to it.
I was knee deep in bullshit, bro. Like in 2002, so I didn't catch Lilo and Stitch.
You were a whole different Brian.
I was a wild guy back in 2002, so I missed Lilo and Stitch. So it doesn't resonate with me as much.
I feel like if you kind of missed that hype back in the day, it's not going to interest you right now. It's not going to interest you right now.
Exactly.
Could you watch the cartoon? I mean, you could, but it'd probably be worse than the Arcane situation.
I think way worse if you were to ask me.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, not to be rude, I think Lilo and Stitch is a funny movie. I think it has its comedy and it's a good family movie. It's kind of like Toy Story. Like if you were there at the moment and you saw Toy Story, you were like, oh, okay, well, that's pretty fucking cool. But like now, if you watch Toy Story, you'd be like, dude, why the fuck am I watching this? I have shit to do, man. I got to pay bills or whatever. Like you're going to find every other excuse to not want to watch it. Oh, yeah. So Michael Betancourt kind of jumped right into the conversation that we're talking about. Vince Weaver asked the craziest fucking questions all the time. Says, what if the people in the ship is just Franklin Jr. and the Fantastic Four already died and Franklin's just trying to bring his family alive? What if? It's like, dude, that guy could have brought him back just with a wink of his eye, man. But Michael Betancourt says, I heard a rumor that Daniel Day-Lewis is in talks for Magneto. That would be pretty interesting casting. Well, he's not the only one, man. He's not the only character. The other one we talked about too was, this has been going on for a minute, but Denzel Washington is the other casting call for Magneto.
That would be sweet.
We're talking about this, and I don't think there's any motherfucker on the planet that's not a Denzel Washington fan. I think Denzel is just like universally one of like the greatest actors in the world. And then like again, the beautiful story about him and Chadwick Boseman, like knowing that he was like a sponsor for him becoming an actor and all this other stuff. And Chadwick made the speech where he was like thanking Denzel, and then seeing Denzel become a part of the Marvel universe, like is such a great honor to see him work alongside like the project that Chadwick was in and all that stuff. I think that's an amazing story. Of course, like a lot, the elephant in the room is like, he is a black man playing a Jewish man during World War II of the origin of this character. But I think it's something that people would look past, but I think a lot of people would kind of call that out as the problem, right? What do you think, Brian?
Honestly, we've already been seeing it. What the issue is going to be. I hope they don't do it. I just don't think. I think too much of Denzel Washington to have him go through the bullshit.
Right? There's something about it that I don't want him to have to deal with all that shit.
Yeah, like it's just, for me, it's not worth it. Although I wouldn't mind it. I'd like it. Of course I'd watch it.
Yeah,
but for me, Denzel Washington is kind of like royalty. So it's like,
yeah,
it's not worth it. It really is on his end.
He might be too old too.
He'd be what?
He might be too old too.
No, I mean, dude, if we're fucking, we literally have pictures of Sir
Yeah,
Ian
Magneto
McKellen.
is an old character. Like,
Yeah,
he's
he is
not
an
a young.
old man,
Yeah.
especially if you're looking at the time frame of World War II to now.
Yeah,
Like even in the Marvel universe, he'd be somewhere like close to like his 80s, 90s.
yeah.
So I mean, Denzel is still sharp as shit. So to have him like again, I don't think he would. I think he'd knock the fucking character out of the park. I really do. Like just going back and thinking of like all the scenarios that you see Denzel pulling off some serious ass roles.
Even
then
right now, he's on Broadway playing in Othello.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Like even,
Like, are you kidding me?
even,
Like,
I
this
even
guy's
told you-
he's
I
a,
even
he's a,
told you
he's,
he was
he's a
magnificent
Broadway
in
actor.
Gladiator 2, man. He was like the best thing in Gladiator 2.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, like he fucking. I mean, that movie was okay,
for what it was.
and it literally, you know what it reminded me of? The Black Panther 2 movie with Angela Bassett. Like you knew that Angela Bassett was like the character of that film, and that was the way I saw Denzel in Gladiator 2. Like he carried it so much.
Yeah.
And you felt for that character and you hated him when you needed to hate him. Like he really sold it. And then knowing on some of like the greatest scenes that Denzel's done, 100%, 100 motherfucking percent, he can knock out a Magneto speech in a heartbeat, dude.
Yeah.
In a fucking heartbeat. But I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I agree with Brian. Like, I wouldn't want to see, because you already know that shit's gonna start flying off the internet as soon as it starts coming through.
Especially with a character of this magnitude. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. And he has such a rich background that is so like defining of the character. Now, I mean, I can see a world where if you want to cast Denzel and we do like the slave angle, I see that. Like that could be as traumatic, and
What do you mean?
it could
How
work.
would that, like, what do you mean? Like a slave,
There's
like during the slave times?
Yeah.
Like instead of it being like the Jewish thing, you do it as that
Correct.
works.
Like,
Yeah,
I can
that
see
works. I mean,
I can see them like
like a
that. Like,
flip, right?
but then you're just opening up a can of a
Yeah.
whole type of fucking worm. So again, like just at the end of the day, I don't think it would be worth it for him, to be honest with you, because like the fan base is too toxic and it's not worth it, bro.
Now the other person that they are considering is Daniel Day-Lewis,
The greatest actor
man from There Will Be Blood,
the
Gangs of
greatest
New York.
actor of our generation, bro. It's
Yeah.
not even close.
That would be fucking amazing too if you brought in someone of that caliber for this film.
I don't disagree. Again, it would be a better pick. And again, I'm a big fan of Daniel Day-Lewis, and everything that he's in, it just doesn't make a difference. You can ask him to play a fucking carrot, and he would be the fucking best.
Peppa Pig or whatever.
Yeah, like he would do a great job. So this definitely makes sense to me.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, it's less turmoil on the actors and stuff. I think either one of them is going to do great for what it is that they're given. They're going to hit the fucking character like it's no one's business. You know what I mean? But I agree. I swear I'm going to ship Derpy a damn battery for that smoke alarm. Derpy, is that your smoke alarm, Derpy?
Beep.
My man.
I guess that's
My
yes.
man.
Yeah.
My man.
My man.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the rumors. The other one is, are they planning on, was the talks too for Professor Xavier, where they wanted to kind of like race swap him or gender swap him?
I don't think
I
there
heard
was
something about that.
I don't think there was any talks about Professor X yet. Just
We just bring him back, Patrick Stewart, just gonna dust him off of the thing to get him killed off again, or what?
I thought this was what we were doing anyway, to be honest with you, but we'll see.
They always bring that guy back just to die.
Pretty
That's so
much.
nuts, dude. That guy dies more than anybody else in the fucking. But then again, it's the X-Men. Who's not dying in that goddamn group? He's the only one that lives like through the comic book base because he's always dying. But yeah, yeah, that was pretty much it for the X-Men rumors. I mean, unless you guys heard anything else, one thing that I heard was, did you hear that in an interview? I don't know if this is like Mark Ruffalo spoiler topping situations when he gets fucking called out by all his fucking actors and shit. But the actor that plays Nightcrawler had came out and said, "Oh yeah, that's like when I was fighting Pedro Pascal in a scene. talking about that he's gonna be fighting Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. Did you guys hear about this?
I did hear about it, and it just confirms that we are getting the Avengers versus X-Men fight.
How do you feel about that? We talked about that, and I think Triggs was the one that was like, "Shut up, Chris. We're not gonna get that. You're fucking crazy, dude."
No, I don't think he said that. I think he agreed because I mean, there's no way that you're not going to. I think it's the writings on the wall. It's not like we cracked the labyrinth on that one, but like we knew that was coming, and it's just confirming that that's what is indeed coming. Plus.
Yeah, I think it's going to be popping off. My question is, and this is where me and Derpy got into a really fun conversation, just kind of throwing it out there, right? The crisis in space mentioned at the ending of Thunderbolts. What do you think it'd be, Brian?
We just talked about it when it comes to the Fantastic Four. I'm assuming it's whatever the Fantastic Four is up to, which is the reason why they were in the extended credit scene. So I think we don't know exactly what's going on.
To kind of push back. So the crisis is mentioned that when the ship comes into space, Bucky's like, or Yelena's like, "Oh, we're apparently getting something entering the galactic atmosphere." I don't know. She says some fucking sci-fi shit, right? About a ship entering space, and Bucky tells her about how to bring it up. And she mentions, is this something that has to deal with the crisis in space? Meaning that they were already dealing with something in the depths of space, like before the Fantastic Four even came into their universe.
Okay.
What do you think the possibility of it being in space, like in the deeper parts of space? It's not Galactus, because Galactus is going to be probably like a multiverse character.
Already told you. I think it has to do with the Fantastic Four. I think that's the whole reason for them mentioning it. And then the next thing that you see is a Fantastic Four ship. Like I think that it has to do with there being a disturbance, and it might have been Reed fucking around this entire time and them getting some type of like signal for it. I think that's what it is. I don't think that there could be. I think there's a reason why they acknowledge the disturbance in space, and then the next thing we see is a Fantastic Four ship. So,
me and Derpy were messing around with this last week, and I shot a crazy theory out, and of course, Derpy was like, "Chris, I think you're overthinking it," but Michael Betancourt just doubled that concept, which I think. Because we still have the Guardians of the Galaxy that are somewhere in space dealing with all this stuff, Rocket Raccoon. And, you know, there's always been this big talk about adding Nova and all this stuff, but they never had a way to do it. Being that we have the Fantastic Four coming into the universe, there was a released photo of Reed Richards holding onto a rod as he's about to fight Galactus in his universe, and Franklin Richard being born. And there's no talks of the cosmic rod that Annihilus uses. What if the thing that's going on in the crisis in space during that time is the Guardians reporting back using the same technology that they had in Endgame when they were talking to each other through intergalactic communications or whatever? What if it's because since the universe is kind of like are coming to this incursion thing, a lot of these overarching like problems that are really, really large are starting to rear their heads in survival mode. And we actually have the introduction of the Annihilus wave in the negative zone. Like the Annihilus wave actually coming in and destroying, like imagine Galactus being the natural order of things destroying the
universe. Chris, let me stop you. When you're about to introduce Doom, where does this fit in?
Annihilus is one of the leaders that is part of Doomsday. He is one of the leaders in Secret Wars.
No, I get that part, but like, you think that we're doing all of that? Like, you think we're just adapting?
I think you need an introduction of the different generals that are going to be a part of the leaders of different spots. And remember, you have to remember in Battle World,
we're not going to have time for all that.
That's going to be Doom.
This is going to be Doom. This is going to be Doom taking over, and that's it. I do think that they may adapt the Annihilus thing, but to get that just from the post credit scene is kind of wild, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, I mean, like, it's got to be Crisis in Space, and
that's wild.
It's not too wild if you if you're familiar with the comics, because the Annihilus Wave comic books deals with the Thanos and the Drax series, where Annihilus finally starts killing everybody. Peter Quill dies. Nova comes through. I think he dies too, or he gets trapped in there too. There's a bunch of things that you need established for the Annihilus Wave.
From them saying we just have a disturbance in space, you're getting all this?
Crisis in space.
Oh,
I'm taking a guess as to what it could be. And the only thing that's ever been a crisis in space in the comic books, the Annihilus Wave. I mean, even you look at how Michael Betancourt put it too. It's the same aspect. When he heard crisis in space, he 100% thought the negatives opened up and Annihilus coming in.
Got it.
And then, like I've said before, I was just showing Derpy this, and I totally had forgotten this. When fucking look, I mean, it's so crazy. Secret Wars. I can't even type because I'm so excited.
I should learn to not fight you and just like know what you're right.
I know Derpy does the same thing just to shut me up. Derpy does the same thing to me just to shut me up.
You go off on a tangent just to prove it. I get it. We all know what the Annihilus Wave is, bro. Like we get it. Like I just don't know if that's how I would have perceived the end credit scene. And True. It's great that you did. I love it, buddy.
Well, I mean, just on the factor of it, because I was kind of shooting this in the dark the other day with Derpy, right? And I was kind of like, I mean, what are the odds, right? They at the end of this whole entire thing, they introduce Annihilus, and then Annihilus gets fucking wiped out, and he's not even of any importance to Battleworld. In my mind, that's what I told, and I was telling Derpy, like we've talked about, you and I, where we've talked about like, oh, what kind of things do we need to see happen in Secret Wars that are going to be like supposedly going to need to be in the film. And I was telling him like, oh man, the death of Thanos, when fucking Doom rips Thanos' spine out. And you know what I fucking forgot? That Annihilus is in the fucking, that right then and there watching him rip him out. Like Annihilus is there in Battleworld.
Yeah.
And I totally had forgotten that he was even in the fucking Battleworld series. Like, what are the odds? You know what I mean? Like, in some way, you could establish bringing in the Annihilus Wave and then the Fantastic Four and all the Avengers and the X-Men and the Guardians all come together to help stop it, because it's a cancer that kills the entire universe. So you got all these groups of heroes that need a villain to fight before Doomsday, before the biggest villain of all comes out. You know what I mean? And wipes everybody out and brings everybody to Battleworld. Like Annihilus is a great villain to have all of them come back, because you said it. We're gonna have an Avengers versus X-Men series, and we know the Fantastic Four's there because the Nightcrawler guy said he's coming, and we have the Cosmic Control Rod, and we have no Annihilus yet, and that's his weapon. So in some way, he can get that weapon from Reed Richards.
Yeah, but we saw that in the trailer of him fighting Galactus, not
Galactus. Yeah, the rod, right?
Yeah, so we've seen it like he would use it against Galactus, and it wouldn't be used for.
No, he can still use it because it has a tremendous amount of. It's like the nullifier. It's a super crazy. It gives Franklin Richards his power too in some of the comics. So I just thought it was a really cool idea. If that was the crisis in space, could it be something else? Yeah, solar flares, like David said. Michael Betancourt says, wait, let me go back a little bit. Sorry. John Castillo, my bro, says, won't Sword be connected to the Fantastic Four since they would see the ship? It's a good point, man. We really have no idea what Sword's doing with Nick Fury in space. He says, perhaps maybe the Masters of Evil story will take place. Maybe. The Annihilators, of course, got spoken about this week, so it's a series that might be based on it too. Doomsday, Michael Betancourt says, Doom takes zero shits. I would use this moment to introduce Doom as a hero who has a way to push back the wave and save the universe, which he remakes in his image. That's not too far-fetched as to what they're doing with Doom in the comics right now. That's actually a pretty fucking crazy story. Like, could you imagine? Are you Brian and Derp, are you familiar with what they're doing with Doom in the comics right now with the Doom Supreme?
No, tell me.
So during the Blade arc. They had this big Blade series where like all the Draculas came out and everybody was being turned into vampires again, like another world-ending event. And Blade was like the ultimate evil, and he was like the ultimate Dracula vampire, like possessed and all this stuff. Doom got Doctor Strange to give him the powers of the Sorcerer Supreme. And of course, dude, Doom was like, nah, well, fuck you, bro. Like, you gave it up. You're not the Sorcerer Supreme no more or whatever. So, like, Dr. Doom, he's now the Sorcerer Supreme, and he kind of became, like, the ultimate leader of the world. He kind of, like, did his own thing of Doom World. And he's kind of, like, doing all these things that are, like, the heroes are trying to go after him, thinking he's, like, brainwashing people and, like, you know, using the power to do evil things. And he's actually not. He's using, I don't know what he's doing except for the underground thing with all the extra villains, but he's kind of doing everything the right way, and the Fantastic Four can't bust him and the heroes can't bust him. And there's a part where they all go to the White House or wherever to fight him. And at the same time, the raft is a bunch of villains are escaping the raft. So Dr. Doom, while he's fucking taking apart all the Avengers and, you know, everybody's there trying to kick his ass, he kind of like says to him, like, while we're here fighting each other, it's stupid because there's villains that I need help taking care of right now. And you could fix your image because you all look like shit in front of everybody if you just go with me to help me out. And the heroes are like, man, fuck you, bro. Like, we're not going to go with you. Like, you're a piece of shit. We hate you. We want to kick your ass. And he's like, well, fine. I'm not fucking asking you anymore. And he teleports all of them to the raft. And instead of the heroes fighting against Doom, they start helping him with the prisoners, which then, of course, the media is like, oh, look, the heroes are finally doing the right thing, and they're helping God Doom or Emperor Doom or King Doom or wherever he is at the Sorcerer Supreme or whatever the fuck. Like, look at him finally doing good since they all been assholes to this guy, and he's just trying to do the right thing. And Doom is using all of these like weird events to make himself like very prominent, and everyone else look like dumbasses that they're not even worth a shit. And that makes a lot of sense what Michael Betancourt says. Like, can you imagine if like the Annihilus wave is coming and Doom has like, I mean, fuck it. Like, let's say he already has the Beyonders powers and he comes in and fucking removes the Annihilus wave without the heroes doing it. And then everyone's like, oh my goodness, like, oh, this guy's a hero. What a great guy. And we all know Doom is like the hugest piece of shit. And then he just makes, like Michael Betancourt, he just makes the world in his image. Like, that would be fucking crazy if he did that shit. Super crazy. Super, super crazy. But yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I don't really know. I'm on a crazy tangent about this shit. And it's because it's just so crazy, man. There's so much things that are going on that I'm so confused.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, that's a great theory, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it is up in the air. I really hope that they do something like that, though. But yeah, that's enough of that X-Men shit. I feel like I talk about the same shit over and over again every week when it comes to the sequels. I'm just super excited, man. I just want it to work. But onwards to the next part. Derpy, are you still with us or are you dead?
5, 4.
Yeah, here we go. Oh,
maybe.
Hey, now we hear the beep of the smoke machine.
Beep.
There you go. All right, Derpy, it's your turn. Boys. And I say boys because this took us all the way back to our nostalgia days. We got the actual release trailer, not a teaser, of the man, the myth, the legend, James Gunn's Superman trailer. It's time, baby. We got the Christopher Reeve soundtrack back. We got to hear and see the character actually do some acting with some words, actually. We got some, a little bit more development in the trailer. Derpy, I know you're 100% excited for this. Did you cry during the trailer? I
did, actually.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried.
Oh my god!
Out of excitement.
Oh my goodness! I saw.
I've been waiting 17 years, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't surprise me. I saw another dude, I don't know, out of nowhere. He was just like, he just started crying when he was watching the review, and I was like, "What the fuck you doing, bro?" But I was like, "All right." Like, he was talking about the music, the Christopher Reeves music, and I was like, "Okay, dude, like, I give it up." But before you get at it, because I know you're already excited, I want to ask Brian, Brian seems
Nah,
like
nah.
You want him to go first?
Derpy goes first. He's the Superman fucking expert here. Let him go first.
Yeah, I knew Brian would.
I know. I
Crap
feel-
all over it.
I want
He's
to
ready to crap all
know
over.
your
Brian has his
thoughts.
reserves. He has his reserves. I feel it, and I can't wait to hear it. But
This is Derpy's time to shine. Like, why would you defer Derpy? This is literally his time to shine. Like, out of all three of us, he's the one that's most.
My God, I gotta say, Vince Weaver in the comment section throwing the fucking fireball first, Hadouken in the room saying, "Sorry, not sorry. That trailer is fucking trash."
How does it make you feel, Derpy? How does it make you feel?
Which
He
trailer?
already knows. He already knows Vince is messing. He already knows.
Which trailer?
Okay,
I would assume that Vince is talking about the most recent one that just dropped the other day.
Yeah, the most recent trailer. Derpy,
I feel
let us
more
know.
confident with this one than the last one.
Say that again.
I feel more confident with this one than the last one
Why?
because there's actual dialogue in the film.
What about the dialogue makes you anticipate watch? Let me ask you a question. Did that trailer make you want to watch it more than you had already wanted to?
Yes.
Okay, so then tell me why.
Probably because we actually had something with Lois
Okay.
said
And-
in the trailer.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah, that's about it.
All right. So
And it's not. I mean, it's still.
So Lois sold you on this movie is what you're telling me. Lois.
Yes.
A Superman movie. Lois is what did it for you in this
Well,
trailer.
that in his is the way he addresses Lois.
I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from, because from what you're explaining to me right now, it seems like Lois is the reason why you're gonna go out and spend and give James Gunn your money.
I'm gonna let you guys talk. Give me a moment, real quick.
Unless there's other things that you saw in the trailer that makes you think you would want to see this even more than you wanted to.
Vince would say it's trash.
I mean, prove him wrong. Prove him wrong. Tell him or tell us why it's not trash.
He's just not a DC fan. That's why. That's
a cop
not
out.
a DC fans.
That's a cop out. I'm trying to be fair. That's a cop out.
He's
I
not
get
a
it.
DC
Like this gonna. All right. So listen. This is my position on this, Derpy. So like you, as someone that is looking forward to this movie, you're gonna come into a lot of Vinces. Sorry, Vince. I use you as an example, but you're gonna run into a lot of Vinces out there, whether they're trolling or not. They're gonna say that this is trash, whether it's good or not. So how do you from what we got, the trailer, the two trailers that we've had so far, what makes this not trash? What is it? Is it about Corn Sweat and the way that he's portraying Superman, the way he looks in the suit? His dialogue with Lois, is it the casting? Did they nail it?
I would say the
What is it
persona,
about it?
the change of persona of him and Clark and Superman.
Okay, so
way it
the
changes.
duality of Corn Sweat playing Superman. Okay, and you think that with this last trailer, you got more of a sense of both sides, of Superman and Clark.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, I would have to agree with you. And to your disappointment, I actually didn't mind this trailer, to be honest with you.
Really?
It wasn't bad. I don't know if I can say that it made me want to watch it more, but what I can say is that I prefer this trailer as opposed to the whatever we saw before this.
Right.
I will say that this did the movie more justice than what I've seen so far. I really wasn't looking forward to seeing the movie any more than I already was with the prior footage. But with this, it's kind of a difference. You do see more of, like you said, the duality and Corn Sweat's portrayal of Clark, which I think is just as big as his portrayal as Superman. So
Right.
I think that he looks good so far. I will still reserve the right to judge after I watch the movie, but so far,
Right.
he doesn't look like he's bombing or shit in the bed. So we shall see. So if you're gonna grade the trailer on a 1 to 10, where would you put the newest Superman trailer, Derpy?
A 9.
A 9 out of 10. That's a very, very high score. So that kind of leaves very little room if we get another trailer. That's kind of leaving it kind of hard for the next trailer to beat that. Don't you think?
It's not. Yeah, but I don't want it to like. I mean, well, we've gotten enough footage for it to present itself. I don't want it to.
So let me ask you a question: would you be okay with not seeing anything else about this movie from here on out?
Yes.
I will agree.
I don't want it spoiled. Honestly, I this is the one movie I do not want spoiled for me.
Does it kind of scare you that a lot of the things that they were talking about being in the rumors that kind of look like the film is going in that direction, though? I mean, the only thing they didn't show was the room of the fucking monkeys on a computer. Like,
there's no way we're not getting that room with those monkeys, bro. That's 1,000%. We're getting that shit. I'm sorry, Derpy, but we're getting that shit, and we're gonna laugh. You're gonna have to eat that. You're gonna have to eat it and take it on the chin. Pause. But that shit's coming, bro.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, the trailer doesn't look bad. It looks like there's a lot of shit going on for a 2-hour film, though. 1, like, I still 100 fucking believe that since the first time we saw it to now that there's a lot going on in this fucking film.
There's a lot, but there's always been a lot. That's been the conversation since the first trailer. There's a lot going on, but the only thing is that I think that's where James Gunn fucking dwells, bro. Like that's where I think shines,
because he's really setting up a really fucking big world in the first film.
Like I don't for a second underestimate him in his vision. I just think that for the masses, I don't think he works. I don't think he works in the masses. I do think that for
like comedy writing, that kind of like he's not gonna pull it off because like
his
some
personality
of the weird shit that he does.
It's just his personality.
Because like even thinking about it, right? Like when we were talking about all that theory shit, we were like really taking on the idea that there was no way that a lot of that shit was gonna make it under like the filming floor. And then when I was watching the trailer, I was kind of like, I don't know. Like that looks like some shit that would be in that talks of that rumor shit.
But listen, Vince and Derpy, I just want you to, and this is what I was talking about before. You're gonna have to deal with comments like what Vince just said. So he said, if the movie is better than Man of Steel, I will spend money on a new suit and take a photo shoot and post it on IG and say the movie was better than Man of Steel. Yeah. You have to deal with that. You have to deal with people that are going to automatically just put this up against. Yeah, they're not going to.
He's not a DC fan, and I'm just going to ignore it.
I mean,
Derpy, I have to ask one question.
You can't say he's not a DC fan.
I got to ask you one question. Well, I got to ask you one question. So there are things that James Gunn's taking a lot of freedoms with, from what I've heard. And one of those things is, I mean, synonymously, we know the Kents have like the ranch, right? But apparently James Gunn wanted to make it where Superman grew up in a mobile home, like in a trailer park. Does that kind of like feel a little bit weird, or is that out of pocket, or is that still like, well, it's about the same?
That's something different.
And why would it feel different? Because like, it doesn't seem like a lot for anybody that if I was going to say like, oh, well, he landed on a ranch or he landed in a trailer park, like, where do you see it? Like, people would be like, well, I don't give a fuck where he lands. Like, it's the same shit. But like, there's some parts of the lore that people feel very connected to when it has to be done in a specific way. Now, I'm not sure if this is true or not, because of course it doesn't give much. But in the trailer, it does look like a trailer house, man. Like the walls look very trailer park-y, and I have a mobile home myself, so I kind of know like what a mobile home looks like internally. But would it be a little bit weird if he was living in a trailer park instead of a ranch, like the comic books?
I'm not even gonna answer that question.
I have a different question, really quick. The movie, I'm looking at the runtime, right? Because that's gonna be key. The runtime is 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm gonna give the 20 minutes to credits, right? So this movie is 2 hours. I think for me, and I think Chris kind of and I kind of like combated it a little bit, but there seems to be a lot going on in a movie that's gonna be 2 hours, bro. That might be an issue. I'm not gonna lie to you.
John in the comment section says it too. He says, I still don't, and that's because John and I, like, I'm telling you, he's like super close to the DC universe. John is a really big fan. He's a Batman fan, but Superman too, nonetheless, because we both love these characters. Says, I still don't know what the storyline is and who Superman is fighting in the trailer. It seems like James Gunn is putting all Superman characters in one movie. So even for him, kind of looking at it for what it's worth, that he sees it and he's saying that there's a lot. That's the concern.
There is a lot. There's multiple characters that we've never seen on screen, and I'm excited for them. But like, do you want to know who he's fighting, or do you want to wait to the movie?
Well, of course you want to wait for the movie. That's not our job to give that stuff. That's the job of the company getting people involved in wanting to watch this film. And where John is coming from is as the consumer saying that he still doesn't get it. Like he knows Superman's punching something, but he just doesn't know what the advertisement is telling him he's punching.
Yeah, and I see it from both sides. I see it from Derpy's side as well, because Derpy's like, oh well, then who gives a fuck? Like we're gonna find out and we'll see it. True. And you know it is what it is. I just think that from right now, being that this is gonna be your introduction to this, I guess, DC universe, I guess if that's what they're calling it, you're gonna need. You're gonna fair enough. Creature Commanders, which I liked actually, by the way.
DC Studios, right?
Yeah.
I
think that you kind of want you're gonna like again. We're the norm. Our money is already spent. We're gonna see it regardless. You have to make sure that you bring in. Yeah, you gotta chill out, Chris. You have to make sure that you bring in more people than just the normies and the people that are already gonna see it. And I don't know if this movie is going to do it. We'll see. I do think that the more we get closer to the date, I do think that Superman may have a bigger box office than Fantastic Four.
100%.
I think it just might, bro.
I think you know what? I'll put a period on this shit. I think Superman's out beating the fuck out of Fantastic Four right now.
2 months ago or a month ago, if you asked me that, I wouldn't have thought so. But now, yeah, I kind of think that Superman's got this whole month, and that month is loaded, bro. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say that month is not coming down slow, man. It's coming in hot,
and Superman might just pull that out. So that's that I'll give you that, Derpy. I think the trailer did at least that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, even for myself, like, I mean, I'm not really sold on the Superman story with James Gunn yet, but it looks way more entertaining than the Fantastic Four movie. Like the Fantastic Four movie.
Did you see what Galactus looks like?
Yeah, he looks good. Like I was just saying that earlier. I thought
he doesn't look like comic accurate.
Well, no, I mean he's not, because the comic book he's wearing like a onesie and some fucking weird armor. Like he looks like a fucking dork and shit. Like he's got to look like a Celestial. He has to look like a giant person wearing a fucking, I don't know, like a fucking airport. You know what I mean? Like he's got to have a bunch of weird spaceship shit all over him. I think he looks good. I think it looks better than the fucking cloud they gave us in the first movie. I'll tell you that much.
Right. I mean?
Yeah, fuck that movie. But yeah, like for what it's worth, like I am more excited to see Superman throw some punches at some fucking big ass kaiju or some dudes more than I'm excited for watching the Thing and everybody else punch Galactus's ankles or whatever. Like I don't know, like it's just what it is. I don't know if it was like I don't know, the build up from the Thunderbolts to now, like I don't know what it is that's kind of taking me out of it, but Superman has my attention a little bit more right now than the Fantastic Four. Vince Weaver says the Fantastic Four will be better than Superman, but I can be wrong. We'll see. True that.
He wants Superman to fail. He's not a DC fan. He's a Snyder fan.
I didn't read that like that at all. I think honestly, and I said that up until 2 weeks ago or like a month ago, I would have said the same thing. I mean, a lot of people really weren't on it, but now watching the discourse about Superman and then just knowing where Marvel is and taking all that into account, I think that it's prime for Superman to. And we could be wrong. I mean, Vince could be right about this. By the way,
Right.
we don't fucking know. Fantastic Four might fuck around and spank Superman, so we don't know. But I just think, just from the temperature of where everyone is, I think Superman has a chance to sneak that out.
I really think that for Marvel, right? Because the dynamic in Marvel right now is all over the place.
Yeah.
I think
but this is leading into Doomsday, bro. Like, that's why it's a little bit different. Like, Fantastic Four has that sauce on it to where, like, you cannot miss this. Like, if you are going to be interested in the next 2 Avengers movies, you have to watch this movie, dude.
You have
to. It's like, you have to watch it. So, like, that, I don't want to start jerking off Superman, pause, but, like, you still got to deal with that, but I don't think they're too far behind.
Yeah, and I was going to say, like, it really determines on when, like, they're gonna allow the Russo brothers to really take the reign for it to all make sense. Like, because it's all over the place right now with all the different directors and everybody wanting to do their own thing, and like the Russos, they need to come in. You know what I mean? They need to come in and fucking take control of this shit and start yanking beards, dude, and being like, "Yo, quit your shit. You follow my fucking thing. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna at least land this plane correctly. We're not gonna fucking plane crash it into the ground."
I can assure you one thing, Chris, with the amount of money they're giving the Russos those next 2 movies, trust me, there's no one in their way. If they fail and it doesn't do what people think it is going to do, there's going to be no one to blame but them. So trust me, there's no one standing in front of the Russos. They're going to give them free range because this is big. These next 2 Avengers movies is big, bro.
True, 100%.
This is big. So, like, if they fail, no one's gonna want to fall on that sword for them, bro. Trust me.
Fuck no, yeah. I even think, because this is what I was contemplating the other day, is we keep looking at this as literally all the build up to Doomsday, and then from Doomsday right to Secret War. And I don't think it's going to go that way anymore. I think it's going to be the lead up to Secret Wars, or the lead up to Doomsday, and then they're going to push a bunch of weird fucking movies in between to make Doomsday make sense. Because they're still missing so much that has not been introduced, unless they shove a bunch of these characters into random stuff.
Honestly, I'd see a world where they chill out. I think between
Secret Wars and Doomsday.
But between Doomsday and Secret Wars, I see maybe a few movies. Maybe. Yeah. I really think that they're going to start dialing back.
I think they put they're going to put Wonder Man, the series, in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're right now talking about doing the Annihilators, so they got to put the Annihilators in there to build up the cast. But for
as of right now, the only confirmed project is Wonder Man when it comes to Disney Plus.
100%. That's the only thing that we know that's after Fantastic Four, just in general. But and
Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man is going to come after Doomsday. So that's it. So you have those 2 properties. You have Spider-Man, and then you have Mr. Wonderful or whatever, and then
Wonder Man.
Wonder Man, and then you have the fucking Riri Williams show. Like, you have those. Other than that, we don't know anything else that's coming, bro.
I think the Ironheart show is coming out sooner, like in a couple of weeks, actually. Let me check it out real quick. Ironheart date,
because we just got our first trailer.
June 24th.
So it's coming out in June. Okay, that's
fair. Yeah, it's coming out literally like next month. Like
a limited series.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's coming out fucking fast, and it's only going to be for a couple episodes because it just has to equal the length of the film.
Okay, so then that even makes my case stronger. So now you can remove that from the list, and so now you only have 2 known projects that they're developing or is already in the can and ready to go. Other than that, I really think they're going to push back. We would have heard of more things that were coming if they were planning on doing so. I don't think that Bob Iger is fucking around, dude. I think he's dead serious about start tightening the reins on these motherfuckers, especially when it comes to Marvel and Star Wars. So
Sure.
we'll see, dude. But as of right now, we would have already heard of like a whole 2-year slate of movies and shows if they were planning on doing so. I think they're really going to take their time from here on out.
Well, remember that they did give us something in 2023, which had a bunch of extra shit. It was Shang-Chi, Armor Wars, Okoye, Young Avengers, Nova, and then Battle World.
That's
this
what we
was during
said.
The Kang Dynasty, right?
That's what we said. We've known about this particular project that's coming up in June years ago.
Yeah.
So
Midnight Suns, X-Men. They're talking, of course, about the Thor movie that we've been getting a lot of rumors about, where Thor's going to be like the unworthy.
So that was 2 years ago. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've heard about projects 2 years in advance. Now we don't know what's coming out 2 years from now, besides the Avengers movie. That's it.
Yeah, true that. But like I said, the reason why I'm saying this is because there's a bunch of characters that are just like out in the universe somewhere that they don't have any way to come back. And that's where they have to kind of build that concept of getting them back to the earth for something, right? So we could assume that there's going to be some extra projects that are probably like secret stuff that they haven't really said out loud or whatnot that they have planned, because it's very hard for them to make a Doomsday movie with their Battle World movie with what they're working with. It's very difficult, very, very difficult. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
Vince, that's my dark horse in that 3-headed man race. I'm picking Jurassic Park. I think Jurassic Park kicks everyone's ass. I'm picking the dark horse on that one.
I think everyone's tired.
But yeah, most def. Boys, on to the last part of the conversation. Last of Us Season 2, Episode 6 is going to be coming out. I think it came out already. Talk about Episode 5. Brian, we didn't have you on the show last week. We went ahead and did our watch party. We got to see it. And look, I'm making Brian cough. I've already spread it.
No, this is the final stretch. I'm good here.
But Brian, what's up with Last of Us Season 2, Episode 5?
Hey,
fill us in. You're our guy. You're the man on the chair.
Listen, I'll take it from here then. Fuck it. I'm enjoying it, to be honest with you. It's giving me everything that I could have asked for. I keep saying it, but they picked up right when they left off from the first season, and I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone involved. Everyone's doing a great job. I think that they did an amazing job in the casting when they hired Jeffrey Wright for this role. I think that was as a character. I think that was extremely smart, especially if you're gonna have episodes where you don't have Pedro Pascal. That was good
move. Smart move.
It's a good move. And it's paying off. I think the character, you don't get that much depth of the character in the game, so they're giving you like a little bonus, feature there where they're telling you more of his character that they left out in the game, and I appreciate that. So I appreciate everything that they're doing. The last episode was good. I think episode 4 might have been a little bit of a low, but the last 2 have been a banger. Episode 3 was a banger. Like, I'm having a good time enjoying the show, guys. What do you guys think about this?
So for you being like a purist in the situation, like knowing the game, kind of expecting it to kind of follow the traditional value of the game and what it's hitting the marks, is what you're saying. Like, it's hitting
for me. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Derps, what about you, man? I mean, you're also in it more than I am in the sense. Dermo is from Derpy's crew. And his side of the internet world says, wasn't Ironheart actually finished a couple years ago? Yes. If I'm not mistaken, it was finished about 2.5 years ago. I just wanted to make sure we acknowledge your question. Thanks, man, for joining us on the podcast. So, Derpy, I'm sorry, but go ahead.
As for The Last of Us Season 2, I actually haven't played Part 2, as I said before, but I only know bits and pieces. But overall, I've quite been entertained for Season 2.
Sweet. So it's hitting the marks for you.
Yes, it has, and I have not played the game, so.
You haven't played Last of Us? I thought you played Last of Us too.
I've played Part 1. I haven't played Part 2.
Oh.
I've only known bits and pieces of the
Brian,
game.
how does that make you feel about Derpy now that this truth is coming out?
He said that a few times.
I know,
I've known that. Yeah, I've known. I don't care. Like it is what. Like I said, and I've said on the show. I've said to people that I've just talked to about the show. If you haven't played the game, it's not gonna hit you the same as
Right.
it would for me.
Of course.
So like I understand that. So like I'm not passing judgment. If it hits you, it hits you. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. I'm enjoying myself, so I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. To be honest with you,
Yeah. As long as
myself.
you're liking it, I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. So
Let me ask you this, Brian.
What's up?
Do you think they end at the house for this season?
Wait a minute. The house. It's moving pretty quickly. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's moving quickly. I think this entire season is gonna be about Ellie, and then this third season is gonna be the whole Abby aspect of this. The entire.
Like, where do you think they'll end at? Or
I don't know. Like, it depends. If they plan on having more seasons, which honestly, I hope they don't. I think they should just close it out now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the third season should be I think that should be it. And then if you want to have spin-offs, if you want to do whatever, then that's cool. But don't drag this out.
I was gonna say maybe not spin-offs, but they need to finish the series.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I think they should finish it by the third season.
We only have 2 more episodes left, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't there only 8 episodes?
Yeah, so like I think they're gonna end off this entire season with just Ellie, and then the entire third season is gonna be with Abby, and then though I think where it ends, it should end at a beach, and that's all I'll say.
Okay,
that's fair.
For the things that have been kind of like altered for the television series that aren't really specifically in the film or in the game, are you kind of okay with some of the stuff that they've been kind of changing around?
They haven't been changing around a lot, and I've said this before, whatever they have added to it, it makes it better. It's not like they're just doing it just to not do it. Like that whole invasion of the town with the frozen fucking zombies,
yeah, the zombies and shit.
Like that's not in that's not in the game, but
Yeah,
did it make it better?
Intense.
Fuck yeah, it made it fucking better.
More exciting,
I got my flamethrowers, bro. Like, so not only do you get a dope scene, but me as a super nerd about this shit, I get my fucking flamethrowers against a bloater. So like everyone wins. So I think they've been crushing it, and I'm having a good time. But I can be on the opposite side, and I can understand where it's not hitting everyone. Like in this minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember. Specifically, the scene that I remember was the scene of the subway with the red lights.
Yeah.
The way you guys talked about it when we were watching it made it seem like it was such an intense thing in the game.
Okay.
That it was like, oh man, dude, like it really like it was a gamer moment. Like it was a moment that if you weren't in the game, you really weren't going to experience the way it's supposed to be felt.
But it was a nod. It was a gratuitous nod to the people that have
the most difficult part.
So for you, so for you, it's a great visual, right? It looks intense. It looks great. Yeah. And for me, I get to relive in my head actually doing that part of the game, and it looked really fucking good doing it. So again, everyone wins in that situation. They're constantly finding new ways of making things look better in my eyes.
Right.
Personally.
Right. Yeah, other than that, are you feeling like because a lot of the people, of course, are ripping into Bella Ramsey about her depiction on how she plays Ellie and stuff like that. Are you still on the seat with her? Like, are you still good with her? Like, do you feel
we're at this point, we're 2 seasons in, we're in it for the long ride. We made this bed in season 1, bro. We're just along for the ride. Whether you like her, whether you don't, you can choose to not watch it. I get it, but do I think there could have been other actors that did a better job? Probably, yeah. But it's what we got, and I'm riding with it. It's not I'll put it to you like this: it's not taking me out of it to where I don't want to watch the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that bad. Like, I don't want to. Like, people have just been extreme about it. It hasn't been that bad, dude.
Okay.
Right.
Good shit. Derpy, you too, man. How do you feel about it?
I've said before, it's a solid season. I'm not mad about it.
Okay, good. And what can we expect in episode 6 from you guys? Or can we expect in episode 6? What are we excited for?
There's only like the next big event that happens, to my knowledge, from the game that happens coming up soon with the Scars, and you get introduced to like another tag team, and so like I think to me that's what we're waiting on.
Okay, and I was gonna ask you, how do you feel like the way that they're utilizing the Whistler dudes, like the Whistler crew of people, like the religious zealot people?
They
like,
were sweet.
That was, I mean, for me, not really knowing much about the story from the game or whatever, and watching as is and knowing just a little bits, like, I had a lot of like the Walking Dead vibes when it came to like the alphas and shit like that. Like I thought it was the Whisperers and things. So I mean, it correlates fairly well to the storytelling of how the world evolves when it comes to like these apocalyptic times and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, hey, you know what? That's not too bad. That's actually pretty crazy. And the scene was fucking intense. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're there watching it and we're like, holy shit, we hope we don't get fucking just fucking canceled for this kind of moments, It's pushing the envelope, but thank God Twitch isn't too crazy about it. But how have you been liking the way that they're utilizing the characters?
They're giving more backstory into them. In order for you to know this much backstory, you'd have to do like a lot of like walking around and side quests like that. Okay. And the great part about this game is that you don't have to in order to. I mean, I have. So I'm very familiar with the Surf fights, and I just think that that's the beauty of the game. You don't have to get into it, but it's very interesting. Like the whole cult mentality, and the show actually kind of gets you to like the beginning of it, where they with that whole interaction with Isaac and him killing his own squad and kind of defecting, and like you're starting to get into like the whole backstory with all these characters that you don't get in the game, and again it just adds to the episode and that's the show. So I appreciate it.
Most def. Well, I'm excited. We're heading into the watch party, guys, in a little bit. We're going to be watching, of course, episode 6 of The Last of Us season 2. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat if you guys would like to been with us,
sir.
You know what? With that beach scene, they better play one song.
Honestly, if they pull it off even 60% close to how it should look, I think they'll crush it. I'm not concerned at
They need
all.
to play Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the tone for Girls Just Want to Have Fun, but it would be funny.
It would be funny.
I would come in here and have some jokes about that for sure. 1000%.
Nice. All righty, folks. Well, boys, I think we're going to get ready. I think we're about ready, huh?
Also, one more thing. You know the audience, Brian, you know the audience is going to be pissed by the end of this show.
I mean, people were pissed.
What's the outcome?
People were pissed. I mean, yeah. But people were pissed during the game. And they were always pissed at that game for some fucking reason. So
I meant the outcome.
No, I get it. And I know what you mean. But like I'm just saying, like just the whole aura around the whole show. People are gonna be pissed about it one way or another. Like we got I said it again, like we have some other shit to deal with. Yeah, so like we still got a lot of shit to deal with if it's gonna go in the same vein as a game. We're not out the woodworks with controversial shit just yet, bro.
Oh no,
you got a lot of shit we got to deal with
coming up, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so there's a lot you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, so like we're gonna see how the public reacts to it way before we get to the beach scene,
including the lady. I'll say that.
Excited, boys and girls. We are about to head out. In the link in the chat right now, if you look in the link section or the comment section, you're going to see that we have a link that'll take you. If you have a bunch of free time and you kind of not getting to sleep and you want to hang out with us a little bit longer, we're gonna do some after hours watching the series. We'll be able to start up in a little bit. I know Brian and Derps will probably start up a little bit before I do because I got to go do something real quick and come back. But yeah. Other than that, of course, I want to say, of course, thank you to Derpy and Brian. I always appreciate you guys. Guys, the next week, I'm gonna try my best to be here, but Brian's actually gonna be taking over for me. It's gonna be a Brian-centered show next week. Super excited to see him do it again.
Do reviews next
week. Yeah. So Derps will probably be jumping in. Maybe Triggs. I mean, maybe even Michael Betancourt will be able to jump in too.
We'll see.
Yeah. Derps almost had us with another guest the last time. He almost brought in a friend of his too. So. Of course, getting Ohio wide and getting worldwide with everybody, getting all of these people into the South Texas Valley mentality, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? So it's good to have you with the little blinky fucking alarm in the back, the little smoke signal. My man. But most def, I want to say I appreciate you guys, man. So, guys, don't forget, if you have a chance, the link is in the chat. If you want to join us and you guys want to hang out a little bit longer, jump right in with us. We'll be there in a little bit. To all our extraordinary listeners, we appreciate every one of you, and thank you guys for always jumping in with us. We love having you here. Don't forget, every Sunday 9 p.m. here in the Average Boys Podcast. We appreciate every one of you. We'll see you guys again here next Sunday as usual. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys again here next week. Laters.